pass onto that flank.
Totally right.
His first goal, if you remember, is a right-footed shot as he drops down from the corner. So I'm saying to you, he would obviously want to come on his left foot. That's his dominant foot. But he's no slouch off the other side.
Totally right.
I thought Saturday he's had his best chances with his head.
Yeah.
He's usually deadly, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Like really, really good with his head. And so it was, it was nice. I didn't want to see it because I love watching him. But again, as you're explaining to your boy how he's playing and what he can add to his game, the fact that I said as a striker, look, he judged on keep getting in there.
Yeah.
Harling's going to be fuming, and I said he's usually really good. And to be fair to Erling, he proved me commentators' curse because he did get frustrated.
Yeah.
And I was saying he's usually quite good at leaving that chance.
Yeah.
All good centre forwards, they forget they've missed the chance and they're on to the next
one,
and they're optimistic again, and they're anticipating a defender to make a mistake. So it was good for me as a father teaching a kid how to play, obviously for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
But I said, look at his movement. That's got him the opportunity. He's got in there. Lo and behold, my boy plays Saturday, scores 2, makes 3.
Good.
But again, you could see it adding to his game. Simple little things, but when you see the best players, and then it's explained to them what the best player's done. The ball's on this side of the pitch, and don't let the defender see you and the ball. Look at the run he makes, and then as the defender looks for it, there's your half a yard to get across. You don't need to be 10 yards away from him. You need to be a yard. And then look what Haaland's doing.
Yep.
And there was if you watch the game, you could see the time when he bumped Colwell from the wide free kick and got goal side and should have scored. It was a great chance. All right, City, I'll take you on to City, but obviously we've got to talk about Chelsea. Pochettino, what about the job he's done?
Well, I think there was a grey area in the last month, but I think if only in this week alone he can really put a footprint into a bit of success by getting a point at the Etihad, improving the league form and getting up the table, and then preparing for a cup final at Wembley against Liverpool. So it can change so quickly, as you know. Obviously, I don't know him, and I'm sure you'll have come across him a bit. I feel like I like him. I speak to Kieran Trippier, who loved playing for him, and I just feel with the youth they've got, as well as the experience with Silva at his age, but obviously Cole Palmer.
Great there, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's done brilliant. His numbers are amazing, really. And others. I just think that the best is yet to come. They can only get better.
Yeah, well, they've obviously got the cup final Sunday against Liverpool. They'll be going into that after a really good performance. I think if you're in the Chelsea team, you have to be disappointed you haven't won it. Obviously, there was a few opportunities, but I thought the Nicholas Jackson, Enzo Fernandez chance makes it 2-0. Give City a mountain to climb. I mean, you never rule out that team, but it would have made it difficult from there. I think to go and win there with the performance of, obviously, the two centre-halves, Colwell and, was it Dadzai is his name? What's his name? The big centre-half? No, at Chelsea. No. Lad who played Saturday. Won everything. Dazazi. I thought he was man of the match.
Yeah.
I thought Chilwell, him staying fit's going to be key for them. He was in the armband Saturday. I thought Caicedo, for 100-odd million, you want to see a bit more, but I thought he looked like the form of the partnership, him and Fernandez. I think Cole Palmer's been exceptional. Yeah. Sterling, again, I thought he took his goal well.
Brilliant.
I was surprised Kyle Walker let him back inside, knowing how dominant he is with his right foot. I thought the keeper looked all right.
Yeah.
I thought there was a lot to like for Chelsea. And again, I think losing 4-2 at home to Wolves, I wasn't sure where they were going to go with it. But I think they've made it out the storm, and I think Poch's rapport with the media, I think he's favoured by our media, rightly so. I think he's earned that. And I think that's bought him, as I don't know about you, the time to allow this team to settle in.
Yeah.
Last week we did Chelsea against Palace, the youngest and second youngest team in the Premier League in terms of, no Thiago Silva.
Yeah.
And I know he was out at the weekend. I think that might be a blessing in disguise for them and just allow this young team to settle down.
Yeah, well, especially with Thiago Silva's wife, I think, and suggesting that things weren't great there, and that removes the noise if the player's not playing himself.
Yeah.
And I think obviously if you're suggesting that the Chelsea team are young and they've spent millions and billions, that they need time, then obviously the manager needs just as much time to gel them together too. So I think you're right, and he's afforded a little bit of patience from the media, especially now he's almost fluent English like he wasn't when he first came over.
Yeah, no, and I think it's one of those things, isn't it? When any manager of his calibre as a bit of a struggle. I think the fact that, you know, they are favoured just buys them that little extension, which it looks like, you know, they go and win the cup, which will be a tough task for them against an informed Liverpool Sunday. You know, they might look back from that. You know, a young team might, you know, get that bit between the teeth. And as I say, I thought the two centre halves looked superb. And in Sanchez's absence, I thought the was a Serbian boy in goal, Petrovic. I thought he looked really competent. So it could be exciting times for Chelsea.
Yeah, agree.
Chelsea take us in then to the rest of the weekend's games. Obviously, coming out on the tails of Liverpool, Man City for me at this moment in time, snotting everybody's Arsenal. Obviously, they've gone to my old club, Burnley. I know you'll have obviously an eye on Burnley because it's on your doorstep, and obviously the City connection with Vincent Kompany and obviously Bellamy. Did you see any of the highlights? See the game?
I saw all the highlights, and I saw it coming because I've watched them all season, commentating a little bit with the other Lancashire clubs. They're obviously a team in potential. I do suggest last year in the Championship that Vincent Kompany was delivering a team and a masterclass of something from about 2030, something we've not seen before. Certainly the best I've ever seen. And then obviously the gulf of going into the Premier League and signing a load of young players, it's almost like a different sport. Goalkeeper looks completely in potential rather than anywhere near ready. Obviously struggling from set plays. They've got no size. They struggle with set plays. But the thing is, Joe, they're absolutely wide open, expansive, trying to play their own game. But the opposition are all better, bigger, faster, older, quicker, more skillful. And they take advantage of the spaces that Burnley leave open. And obviously Saka, never completely out of form, but clearly getting back into form. And you've got Martinelli as well. And of course, Odegaard, if you don't play close to him, he's capable of running a game and destroying you. And I think that's what I saw.
They're going well. We're 5-0 again. Snotted West Ham. 6 the week before, 4-5 the week before. Another one, Snotton was... I'm saying we're going to go on to the Everton Palace game in a sec. Obviously, we'll go through that as we're talking. We'll do the teams in that big night at Goodison in and around this. But obviously, the other big thumping of the weekend was Sheffield United getting a spanking at home against Brighton. Did you see the tackle, Mason Holgate?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I haven't seen a tackle like that for a while. I think the lad who came out after the game said he didn't think it was a tackle. I mean, I played in a Ben Thatcher game and I didn't think Thatcher was a sending off, so I'm not really one to talk. Tough for Chris Wilder.
Yes.
I think Sheffield United and Burnley are down.
Yes.
I hate to see that. And then obviously we go into Luton. I thought Luton were fantastic last night against Man United in defeat, as good as you can be in defeat, unlucky. And, you know, Everton Palace directly affected by these. What are your thoughts? Luton good enough to finish above one of these two, or one of these two get dragged down into it?
Yeah, one of these two could get dragged down, and Luton are good enough. They might not, but they're good enough, physical enough, Joe, I think. And it's not a fortress Kenilworth Road, but everybody recognises it's a tough place to go, a bit like at Burnley, as you know. It used to be in Stoke City before that. Go to Luton on a Tuesday night in the rain, or any Saturday, really. It's going to be tough. I don't think Burnley have got that anymore. I don't think Bramall Lane possesses that anymore. But I think Luton Town
You're
carry
same
that.
as me. You think Sheffield United and Burnley are up, really up against it. It's going down, and then it's one from...
I'd probably give them, good result for Notts Forest, but I can't rule them out of having a slide. But they probably should be okay.
So I'm like Luton. I think if Everton win tonight, I think it gives us chance of looking up. I think if Everton lose tonight, I think us and Luton, it's going to be a shootout. If they can pull Palace into it, Brentford, as you say, Forest might try and pull them into it. But I'm looking at, as I say, Luton's performance yesterday, and I know Man United, Dave Brailsford, Jim Ratcliffe, Dan Ashworth, it seems, put on guard and leave today, maybe going across. But would you, if you're serious, I don't think Man United are going to get into the top four. I don't know about you.
Not me, no.
All right, I'm the same. There could be a bit of a shake-up about that. We might talk about that after, who else could get in there. But I'm looking at it going, it's going to be Arsenal, it's going to be City, it's going to be Liverpool in some form or fashion. Down the bottom end, we've already got 2 of the 3. What's your thoughts on this tonight? With obviously Roy going and
I think it'll be difficult for Crystal Palace tonight, because I think they do anyway. You've played and you're so close with Sean Dyche, but I think this has got to be, lads, this is full foot to the floor. This has got to be full pressure. This has got to be a 3-point target game. We're not messing around. And I think they will bombard the penalty area with crosses, set plays, corners. And I know Crystal Palace can handle it physically, but I think there might be too much tonight. I think Everton might be okay here.
It's like a 5-2-3 with Edouard. It's quite an attacking lineup, really, when you look at it in terms of... it's going to be open, certainly in the middle of the pitch with the two in there. Whenever we've played that, the problem you have is controlling that 50 pence P press with Edouard and Jordan Ayew. Everton, a bit more conventional, 4-5-1, 4-3-3, whichever way you want to look at it.
Well, it's a big game for Wharton, Adam Wharton from Blackburn Rovers, who's gone to Crystal Palace on his second game against Decore.
Yeah, he's massive being back.
Yeah,
massive
totally. They've not won in the 7 games that he's not played. And physically, you still recognise Wharton as a Blackburn Rovers academy graduate, and all of a sudden he's going to be up against Decore. It will be literally something that he'll fancy, but something that he's never really been up against before.
Well, again, that's the thing. We're playing alongside Jefferson Lerma, who we can get a goal, want to drive forward. And if you're a young lad learning your trade in the Prem, 5-2-3 with Jordan Ayew one side and Ollison Edouard out the other, but Mateta through the middle, you're not going to get the protection you need to get, obviously, your hands on Decore, get into that midfield battle, unless Lerma has a lot more discipline and the two forwards play with discipline. It's a strange one going in, mainly because we would expect to see Olivier Glatzel, the Austrian coming out to Germany, former Wolfsburg, Eintracht Frankfurt manager. That's him in the stadium there, who's the manager. But obviously, Roy took a turn for the worse. Yeah. Thankfully, send me regards to Roy's legend of the game. Thankfully, he's on the mend. Yeah. But what a strange week for Crystal Palace.
It is, yeah. And again, the Roy Hodgson's health is the most important thing here, as you've covered. But I think obviously that'll make it harder for Everton tonight, because you'd think that Crystal Palace will have some renewed, I don't know about optimism, but they'll certainly have probably an extra 10% of effort, knowing that there's a new manager in the director's box.
So Everton, McNeil and Ashley Young either side of Decore, Garner Gay and Garner in the middle, with Calvert-Lewin up the top. Obviously, conventional back four. Tarkovsky, Bramthwaite, Myalenko. Who's that right back for Everton? Godfrey and Pickford. Yep. Big night for Everton, this. Oh, yeah. Monday night. Quick predictions. I'm going to go... 2-0 Everton. What are you laughing at?
Yes, 1-0 for me for Everton. They'll get in front and just hold on. I don't think they'll extend from that point. And I think they'll be backs to the wall with James Tarkovsky blocking numerous attempts at goal and managing to keep a clean sheet.
I think they get on top in midfield. That 3 against that 2. I like the fact Dicey's running all over them, getting on the second phase. Go on, what's yours?
I've gone Everton to win or draw. Decore to score, and Young and Lerma to be booked. 40s.
Not bad. The other thing is, obviously, with Glatzel coming in, Roy going out, and obviously the turn of events during the week where he took a funny turn. Palace are now faced with the dilemma tonight of having Ray Lewington and Paddy McCarthy. Paddy, our ex-Man City Academy graduate, was captain of our youth, of my age group youth team. So that's a nice little surprise for the game to see. Pad on the side and leading Palace tonight in in that little bit of a space between old manager going out and new manager coming in.
I think he had a little stint after Patrick Vieira, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He took the caretaker role. I think he had a game or 2. He's done the 23s in the youth team there for a while, but it's nice to see ex-City.
Yeah. Would you have said, Joe, that from that youth team, I think Glenn Whelan got 200 caps. You got 1 cap and became a manager. Would you have said that Paddy McCarthy, who obviously had the leadership skills as a captain, a voice, and a big presence really for a young lad, could you have seen him going on in the game in the coaching space? Yeah,
he was very vocal captain. I enjoyed playing with him. He was a good leader, and I wouldn't have said he'd have gone into the coaching space just because of the demos. But he had a passion for it and loved it in terms of he was very committed as a player. So it's natural that can be channeled, and I think he probably never had the career he was expected to have, because he was really highly rated coming out of the Republic of Ireland. So he'll probably have unfinished business, and he'll want to get all those top flight moments as a coach and a manager if he can, and obviously tonight he's on the touchline at Goodison, so he's well on the way, and it's good to see him. What have you made of Everton this season, Have you seen much of them?
Yeah, I have. No different than following Sean Dyche's teams that you've played in, and you know,
Great block.
they're all together in spirit. They're all together in numbers in the pitch. Very well connected. Back to the front. They're prepared to tackle. No secrets from corners. Nothing new ever surprises you. Normally a curling ball to the back post with Tarkowski crashing in. And I think they'll just about have enough. I think they've got more than 4 other teams. So hopefully. I think they'll be,
Points deduction's a bit harsh, which we'll get to. Tarkowski there, full stretch to get that. Otherwise, Matete was on the other side of him. Just watch Bramthwaite there. He's got a lot of plaudits this year. I thought he got ragdolled against Haaland. I mean, he showed a bit of naivety there, and he's just shown it again against Matete. Matete's in front of him. Bramthwaite tries to get back goal side, and he just uses his momentum to push him in the opposite direction to make the half a yard. Luckily for Bramthwaite, Tarkowski a full stretch intercepts. Otherwise, he would have got the half yard to get the shot away.
And what do you think of Tarkowski's development, having played with him? He was always going to go on. Can he go on again? Or do you think... I mean, I think he's going to be like a Steve Bruce. I know Steve Bruce got the medals and the trophies and the titles, but obviously uncapped for England, but would play in the Premier League for 15 years, hardly missing a game. I think he could be that type, that good.
He's got a weird gait, Tarks, but he's quicker than you think. He's a better footballer than you think.
Right.
He reads to get some people look really good.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether he's guilty of just looking a little bit heavy-footed, but he's actually not when you play with him. And I think the players who've played with him and spent time with them would certainly testify to that. I always find he's one of those players. The better the players he played with, the better I think he'd play. Yeah. So, you know, every step of his career, he's kind of got better and better. Yeah. But will he get a bigger opportunity than Everton? Possibly not at the stage of his career. Unless Everton do get relegated, which Ben Mee or something, I would expect him then to move on.
Someone would take him,
But I think he's a very, very competent Premier League centre-half and has developed right throughout, you know, the English pyramid, really. Yeah. And I remember him at Oldham in kind of League One days. Yeah. Brentford, and then obviously into Burnley and now Everton. And I think he's had, in a tricky spell at Everton, I think he's come out of, you know, his career at Everton with a good rapport with the Toffees.
And can play right or left, I suppose, as well.
Yeah, he's played in the back three, don't forget, under Lampard, and you know, he's played a few different systems. I do think the 4 suits him. I think it suits him to have that kind of familiarity of a back 4 that he's used to at Burnley, where he's done well. And I think that's one thing Dyche has done. I thought Myalenko's come on leaps and bounds. I think they've really developed him. And again, without the points deduction, you'd be fancying Everton to finish above West Ham for me. It's just the points deduction that's put the pressure on the whole football club. Yeah. As a City fan, what's your thoughts on that? Because bit of strangeness going on at City.
I've just ignored it in good faith, Joe, that it'll get sorted. They'll never be able to take the trophies, the moments and the memories away if they try, but I'll start worrying about it when it comes. I'm happy to be better educated from yourself or anybody, because I've literally turned a blind eye to it and just concentrated on the footy for now.
Yeah, Kieran McKenna's coming in Wednesday, so hopefully I'll get a bit more detail and data on that.
Yeah.
But again, from what I gathered, it's lawyers involved and who spends what, so he'll obviously be well versed in that if that's their background. But it could get messy in terms of, I think it's harsh if teams get relegated in the midst. You know, Everton Forest could get relegated for stuff that hasn't happened on the field of play. Yeah. You know, they all spend money, whether they do it right or at the end of the day, you shouldn't punish the players and the fans who are playing for the businessman's decisions. I think it's harsh.
I think they've bought another club today in Turkey. I think City. You know, they keep expanding. And
Bakishore or something like that. It's like the 7th club they've got. I mean, they're a global operation, aren't they? But that's the thing for me. It's like, how can you punish the players and the fans for the decisions that have been made? You know, I think Everton's looks like it's swimming into government sanctions around Usmanov's money, and the war in Ukraine.
Yes.
You know, what can Everton? What's that got to do with the people who've supported Everton for a century and more? And for us to go down off the back of it in the last year at Goodison, the old lady, I think it'd be a travesty. So I'm hoping the lads can get a result tonight. But this has been a major source of inspiration for Everton all season, the set piece.
Yep.
You'd fancy a Roy Hodgson, Ray Lewington, Paddy McCarthy seem to be able to have done a lot of work on set plays this week, though. If we're aware of that Everton stat. I mean, they're unashamedly a Sean Dyche team, aren't they? Which it's almost seen as a negative, but I would see it as a compliment. Certainly, I haven't watched a Frank Lampard Everton.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be said for doing the basics superbly, and I think Dyche, certainly since he's come to Everton, has settled the place down.
I also think there's a full acceptance of that now with the points deduction, and it's obviously going to be some form of relegation scrap that we both think they'll get out of, but I think everybody knows that it's a battle. There's no vanity involved, and they're more than happy with Dyche at the front of it all.
You look at the team, and you think they've got enough, haven't you? You look at it and go, okay, if the going gets tough, I don't mind Godfrey at right back and Ashley Young in front of him, and McNeil and Myelenko out the other side. The three lads in the middle, like you got a young gun and you got a bit of experience in Decore and Garner, you know, and then Calvert-Lewin, who is mobile, he leads the line well, and I would say he needs to add goals to his game if he wants to get in that England group. He might have a look at that. That might be a bit naughty, that from McNeil. Look like he stood on him here. I wouldn't normally pick that up, but with VAR, every tackle looks like a fucking red card in slow motion. And the full-backs had the right yelp.
How many red cards do you reckon he would have got extra, Joe, with VAR?
No, not many. No, I always it's hard and fair. Depends. He catches him here. So it just depends how this is slowed down. Munoz.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? See what I mean? Like, that is nothing. Look,
but you know
I know,
what?
but now with VAR, they'll send you for that.
Right.
I've seen people go for them, which it never is. It's an accident. It's not even a yellow card. It's a sore one for Munoz.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you, mate. Fair play to the spot as well, because I just followed the ball. I didn't realise that was naughty.
Well, I'm always looking in that dark art area. You've watched the ball because you're honest. I'm worrying about the contact. The ball is a factor, but someone's Achilles or someone's foot is obviously factored into the equation as well. What a career he's had.
Yeah.
I remember him coming up with Eddie Boothroyd's Watford.
Yeah.
Villa, Man United done incredibly well, didn't he? Martin O'Neill's Villa, that was a good side. Inter Milan,
God,
he went, good shout. Still do a fucking job for you. Brilliant at winning free kick, using his body, getting a foul.
Giving them away though as well.
Well, that was the derby, weren't it? It's a good knock, lad. Can't blame him hitting the target. Would it have been better waiting for the boy Mitchell on the outside? Or if you're a striker there, you're happy with your striker hitting the target there, is he?
I've just got to go across him a bit more, but I've never been in that position. But I think equally, I know the top strikers actually aim to go through legs there. You know, you know the defender's coming across on the stretch. If he gets it through his legs, it's going across the keeper. But he's obviously shot early and he's not took that on.
I always think first 10 in the game, strikers, you want to get a few shots away, ideally on target.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you can score. Godfrey for me. Remember him Fleetwood days? He was budging around. He'd done Shrewsbury. He'd done well with them in that League One period. Then went. Did he go Norwich? Did he go to Norwich for a little bit? I think
he was York, you know.
Did he get it?
York,
was he before that?
Start,
Was he? Yeah. And then did he get an England cap? Was he in around the England squad? Godfrey.
Yeah. His debut was against Sweden away. He done that horrendous back pass with it, and he went in with his first touch. And then he just turned.
But he was playing holding midfielder for Shrewsbury because you had the boy who's at Forest, Henderson, the keeper.
Yeah.
He was the keeper at
that team.
Shrewsbury in that team.
Morris from Newton.
And the Luton striker, Carlton Morris, who looked an handful again yesterday. Done a good job there, Rob Edwards. Obviously, we're getting shit on a little bit by Watford.
Yeah.
After doing a good job for Forest Green. I thought they put a good second half showing on. Probably deserved the points. I wouldn't have been gutted to see them get the equaliser against Man U. All right, so Everton trying to get after them.
A few spaces opening up now, though, a little bit.
I think Luton are fast becoming everyone's second favourite team this season, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really?
Good touch, lad.
Do well.
Luton.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see them do well. It's a tricky place to go. You've ever been Kenilworth Road? You obviously have to go through houses and back entries of houses to get in the stadium. But in terms of going there, March, April, May, I'm telling you, they'll create some atmosphere in there, and that won't be an easy place to go. And the way they play, they're up and at you. Don't take a backward step. I think they've recruited superbly for your Ross Barkley to have that little bit of a renaissance, handle the ball really, really well. Few lads in the back line, I know. Taylor Mengi was at Man United, but it's mixed in with a good bit of, like, you know, the boy Osho, good take. Like, Tonchi, the lad who was at the Chongi, is it? Who was at Man United, who was at Birmingham. Just like, you know,
Jobbers.
You wouldn't have took Woodrow out of Barnsley, but does a good job for them. Do you know what I mean?
Clark from Accrington.
Yeah, young Jordan Clark out of Aki, I know when he came on yesterday. But, you know, cutting the cloth accordingly, but smart takes as well. So I hope Luton and Everton stay in the Prem, but unfortunately I think it's going to come down to us or them. And we've got to go there. They beat us at Goodison. That'll be a tough place for Everton. That'll certainly be a 6-pointer.
Oh.
He's big for us. Decore being back. Gets us a goal from midfield. I think someone who can get with McNeil. I don't think Beto's going to get us. That's half a chance, that. I don't think Beto's going to get us the goals needed, so we're relying on Decore staying fit. I think we're relying on Calvert-Lewin staying fit. I think if anything happens to either of them and we miss them for a period, I think it'd be tough for Everton. Palace, think it's the right time to shake the deck?
I think so, yeah. They've obviously struggled with their two special players not staying fit, Eze and Elise, yeah. So these hamstrings appear to be occurring, then reoccurring, so they'll have to get to the bottom of that. But should either of them or both of them return to the team, I think they'll work hard enough physically. And if you've got two special players like that, I think you're fine.
There we go.
Come on.
Ashley Young's still got the legs there, running that young fullback.
38.
Sorry, Easy.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I just think to have two special players, you know, if everybody else is fit, strong, organised, and in a structure, and you've got two special players, I think you're going to be all right.
Yeah, I think ball carriers as well, aren't they? You know, get a team like Palace up the pitch, create moments.
I will say early, I'm happy to commit. Watched him play for Blackburn. He's worth the Premier League move. I don't think they're going to be in fear of relegation. He can only get better. The fact that he's left-footed, I think Adam Wharton plays for England. Yeah? Yeah, I'll say it, yeah. It's not even a big brave shout.
Is his brother...
Scott Wharton.
All right, is that the centre half?
Yeah.
All right, so they good football and family then?
Yeah, from really good stock, I believe. He probably has to learn how to stand still in the Premier League at times. I know you have to, you know yourself, the miles you've got to put in. But at Blackburn, he was up and down and across, constantly running, trying to get on the ball and make things happen. I think obviously in the Premier League, you've got to stay in your structure, hold your position. Yeah, sure. So someone will have to teach him the role again, even though he's collected a bit of experience. That's why I worry about
him with Leonard in there today, because he's guilty of maybe, played with a few like that who want to get on and get in the box and getting in a goal and assist.
Yeah.
Takes priority sometimes, and for a young lad, you want to be the one who's got the goal scoring responsibility rather than the holding the pitch.
I think he sees an early pass, Joe. I think he sees a player. I think he sees the grass.
Yeah.
And I think he plays with his eyes up.
Does he drive through the middle of the pitch?
He can glide.
All right.
And he can link between the middle and the front.
The last thing I would say on him is, like, Blackburn are struggling. Is it part of it losing his quality in the middle of the team?
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they had a good season under John Dahl Thomason, but obviously John Eustace has gone in there now, and it looks like they've had a poor season, and obviously don't look like they're going to get promoted this year.
No.
Everton have been in Route 1 here. It's surprising considering Palace are playing a back five. Obviously Anderson in the middle. Everton have gone from back to front relatively quickly, and obviously unlucky not to get Calvert-Lewin in over the top, but that's about the 4th or 5th time they've gone for a direct ball. Something they've seen maybe with a lack of pace on Palace's last line of defence.
It's so hard to play a long ball to one striker though, isn't it? You'd think that if long ball is the tactic, you play two up there. But yeah, I'm seeing what you're seeing.
But again, the thing is, Mark Guerra's out, isn't it? The centre half they got from Chelsea, England, played in England setup. So it's just whether they're targeting Anderson, and obviously he's a fullback, isn't he? Joel Ward, is it?
Yeah.
Playing right side centre half. So I do think that's where you'd get at them. Anderson, good football and centre half. Lad, he was at Fulham. But for me, if he can get a bit flat-footed and a bit static, and obviously Ward, for me, he's a fullback who's lost his legs and his athleticism and has gone tucked inside. Obviously trying to take the crowd away from Everton in the first 20, frustrate Goodison, and hit Everton on the counter-attack, thinking they're going to get some high-tariff chances with their front three against Everton's back four.
Joe, does it really pick up second half going towards the Gladys Street, notoriously, or...?
I would say it's... See, there's another direct ball, so it's clearly something they've worked on. I would say a little bit,
but not obvious.
But not like the cop, not like markedly one end from the other. I would say the Gladys Street end is the end to shoot to.
Yeah. Because
the away fans are at the other end as well. The Park end. But I wouldn't say it was. They're going to suck it in.
Yeah. Okay.
Just time for a quick question.
Go on, lad.
Celtic fans message us to see if you've been following what's happening with Rangers and Celtic.
Which women's or men's?
Men's SPL, yeah.
I've seen the women's that every fan is there's no atmosphere or something. Yeah. Rangers went back top at the weekend, didn't he? Phil Clement's gone in there and looks like he's getting them back going. I still would fancy Celtic, I think, based on what I've seen. Rodgers is back up there. But it's certainly going to be tighter than what I expected it to be up until the manager. I thought Clement would come back in, try and rebuild, but Celtic could win the league. Obviously now it's back on, but again, it as always does, it'll come down to them old firms, and at this moment in time, Celtic just seem to have a little bit more quality than Rangers in those decisive games. Mark Bright, Dougie Freeman,
Mitchell Thomas behind.
Is it Glasner? That's the ex-Frankfurt guy. It's a strange one, isn't it, for them?
Yeah.
Is it Steve Parish and them trying to be a little bit cutesy, a little bit clever? He was at Wolfsburg, I think, as well. But he's an Austrian who's done most of his games in Austria. And then obviously gone to the Bundesliga.
It's hard work for the Everton midfield players with these long balls to try and join up and get close to Calvert-Lewin, because like you say, we're up to half a dozen now. It's hard work on the legs, isn't it?
Well, for me, I'd give him up. They're obviously putting Garner's in deeper there. Obviously, the ex-Man U boy, James Garner. And Garner Gay's gone on to try and get to Wharton. And obviously, Decore's pushing back.
Yeah.
Lerma. But again, there's space in the game out, so it's working, it's separate. As I said to you, the worst thing ever. The worst thing for that two in the midfield is it being a game of basketball, because it's like an accordion. It just ends up being a massive, no matter how fit Wharton and Lerma are, if Everton have got three in there and they just keep turning them, eventually with 20 minutes on the clock now, but eventually 60, 70 minutes, they'll stop being able to get out and get to them.
Yes.
So I think Garner will start to get on the ball a bit more. I'm confusing you here because you've got Garner, G-A-N-A, and you've got Garner, G-A-R-N-E-R. Adrissa Gay, but they call him Garner Gay. He's got Garner on the back of his top.
If Onana was starting, it would be Garner, and Onana.
Garner, and Onana. Makes it easy.
Just a quick one there on that last phase of play, the cross from McNeil to Calvert-Lewin. A couple of people in the chat room saying Everton are playing direct and long ball. Would you see that as direct and long ball, or is that just classic Dyche?
I mean, it is direct and long ball, what Everton are doing. Everton are trying to turn him direct long ball. People say it as if there's something wrong with it. If it's effective and it's your best way of scoring goals, why would you not do it? Like, it's better to get a ball through in 1 pass than 8. Now, Everton's best chance for me of getting in the game and scoring is going to come from a cross. McNeil can cross a ball. Ashley Young on the opposite side. You've got a left footer on the left and a right footer on the right, which is very rare in the modern game. Usually have inverted wingers. So clearly part of Everton's game plan is to attack the fullbacks, Munoz and Mitchell. But I think with that 2 in the middle of the park, Everton are also now loading the middle of the park. So they're going long. Garner Gay and Decore will try and pick up the seconds and get it out wide, then for crosses to come in the box. So it was always going to be a brutal game. 2 teams desperate for a win, desperate to, pull away from that bottom trapdoor. This is going to come down to set play, I would imagine, with Everton. Probably our best chance of scoring a goal, set play. Palace, I think Palace have got enough threats in it, but as Eze points out there, Elise and Eze it's a foul. Elise and Eze are ball carriers, so in this type of game, they get you up the pitch, they make Ashley Young get dragged back, they make McNeil get dragged back on the other side, and that gives Palace that threat. I'm not sure Ollison Edward, whatever's his name, what's his name? Oddson Edward and Jordan Ayew are as effective at doing that. Now, you've got to, if you're Everton and you're in the situation you're in, you've got to look at the Palace game. Roy just going this week, the turmoil around it, travelling up to Goodison on a Monday night, new manager not in, but caretaker, and you've got to think we've got to win this game. Set piece goals.
A couple of funny comments in the chat room here saying you can't say gay anymore. You've got to call him Garner homophobic.
Garner, all right, yeah, okay. You have to be careful. You have to come for me on that. Harrison, you'd fancy if he was on the pitch, yeah? McNeil.
I forgot about Harrison.
McNeil. Harrison's on the pitch, is he? Garner got one?
Well, you definitely think McNeil, but it looks like Garner's like all the intent with him, like. But
who you going over there? I go at the lad with the biggest hair. He's got more to risk. He's going to get out of the way. The young one.
No.
Not good, is it? Not good. Well, Matete doesn't jump. So he doesn't like his wall to jump there, Johnson. Some don't.
No, and they had nobody lying down behind it, which...
Onana, just surprised to see Onana not been playing. Thought he done well when he came on at City. Thought in his little cameo in the City game he done well. Yeah, don't know what's gone on with him. Harrison's been in. Obviously he's gone for Young's experience in there tonight, I think, and obviously the right-footed option.
Well, that Garner, Scholes was big on that Garner, when he was coming through at Man U. Joe Garner, sorry.
James Garner.
Jimmy Garner, yeah, James Garner, yeah.
He was incredible, one of the best players in the youth setup. He's good. Scholes was massive on it.
I think he's done all right. Done well at Forest on the loan, didn't he? Done all right.
Everton's Curtis Jones.
Yeah, he's done all right. I mean,
Curtis Jones is well better.
I'm not sure I'd want to see him as the older midfielder with what we've got at stake. But again, who's the other option? I don't like a Idrissa Gana Gay in there because I just don't think he's a good enough first receiver. And obviously this type of game, look, for me, he should be on Lerner there. Like he's 2 yards too deep for me, Gay. Gana Gay. I'm doing my head in his name. I think Bramthwaite's had a good season, done well, apart from obviously getting raggy-dolled last week and then Haaland getting the other side of him and scoring. That's Everton's MO today, though, into the big man second phase.
Yeah.
Good knock, lad.
Oh, don't touch it.
That's a chance, that. Yeah, he's doing great. That's a great ball in, Myelenko. Godfrey. Ben Godfrey. That's a great ball in.
Has he took it off the person behind him?
Catch it lovely, doesn't he?
Oh, that's a push.
Godfrey. Godfrey lucky to be playing tonight after kicking Ederson in the face when he went through. I'm surprised he missed that. Thought they might have gone and retrospectively banned him for it. What did he fucking done, me? They used to get me on them all the time, come back. Like, God. Good enough.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Clearly it's up, back and over though.
Yep, yeah, it's true.
What do you think about him? Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Steve?
Well, if he's fit, you think it's right manager, right team, right club. I don't see that much development in him anymore. I don't see England caps. I don't see another Premier League move. I think it's as good as it gets, but he could be a great Everton player, not in the number 9 mould that you've seen as a fan for so many years, but I think he could lead the line for Everton for some time and be quite good. Yeah, well, be very good. You?
Yeah, there's a lot to like about him. I worry about his robustness.
Yeah.
I mean, good size, moves well. I think he's got work to do in terms of becoming a bit more competent in front of goal. But I think getting a run of games over it, I think Dyche should be good for him. Managing his body, managing his load during the week. I think he's played a lot of games for Dyche that he was maybe missing, like stop-starts.
Yeah.
He's got a bit more continuity. But again, I look at it and I go, you know, if Everton go down, he won't want to stay. I would imagine.
No.
He'll obviously have teams who'll this is the problem for Everton, and it's not because of their ability, it's because of the point deduction. You look at it and you go, well, you know, no matter what happens, and the badge and the tradition of a club, good players want to leave because they want to play in the Premier League again. And you look at who Everton could lose. You know, you really worry about how long it takes for them to come back. You know, you could lose a Bramthwaite, could lose a Pickford. You know, Decore won't want to play in the champ.
Yeah.
Calvert, all of a sudden, you're like, oh, hell, like any quality you have got is gone. Well, looks young, doesn't he?
Yeah, he is, yeah. Does it not feel like Everton have got much coming through anymore? There was always a teenager that was, doesn't feel like it to me.
I haven't heard much on the grapevine, but again, you know, I'm not plugged into that massively with being, you know, I know a bit about the youth team and the kind of young ones coming through, but, you know, there's no Wayne Rooney in the pipeline from what I hear.
Because they've done such a great job, the staff, over the years, and but they don't seem anybody really close to being a starter at the moment.
You got the lad Dobbin who went on loan to Derby last year, and he's coming into it. Sims went to Coventry, did he, in the end?
Yeah.
I didn't mind Sims. I thought he was good when I'd seen him play in League One, but obviously they didn't feel he was
the level
going to make the jump. It's one of them where you look at it and you go, who's developing in the team? I think Garner, I know he's not Everton's, but he's a young lad developing. Bramthwaite's another one developing. I like the fullback Patterson.
Yeah.
And honestly, Myelenko this season, I was really concerned about him when he first got him, but I think he's slowly maturing into a nice fullback. I mean, he's got work to do.
Yeah.
But I like them two left-footed options for Everton there, Bramthwaite and obviously Myelenko. But you're right there that, you know, scouts are in the team, and someone off the academy production line, which Everton have always had. You know, when you think about Jeffers, Cadamartri, you know, Michael Branch, Billy Kenny.
Billy Kenny, yeah.
You know, Barkley, Rooney, Rodwell, etc.
Yeah,
you know,
honestly what I was thinking.
It's been a production line, so it'd be nice to have another Wayne Rooney, even though, you know, they're like fucking hen's teeth, aren't they? You know, they come around it once every blue moon. But Everton have had a history of youth production, and it'd be nice to see someone out of it in the first team.
Break and play, just time for a quick question.
Go on, lads.
A couple of people have asked their thoughts on the Dan Ashworth situation, leaving Newcastle, or looking like likely he's going to leave Newcastle, and the amount of money involved. Is that a sign of the times?
Well, we see how important they are, because if you get them wrong, it costs you tens of millions, doesn't it? You know, someone messes up your recruitment. You know, the sporting director has become kind of part and parcel of the game now, as the era of managing the whole football club. The kind of old school manager has gone. You know, the game's become such a corporate entity now that, you know, the business aspect and managing all the different parts of a big club require, you know, sporting director of football roles. And, you know, in terms of job done, you know, for the FA, job done at Brighton, I think Dan's CV with Newcastle on it certainly, you know, is as good as any sporting director in England, and that naturally leads you to the biggest clubs. And Man United have. There's a chance. Oh no! Why don't you shoot yourself? Why don't you shoot yourself? That's a chance that he should have shot himself. So I think Ashworth's naturally was going to end up at one of those big ones, and obviously in England there's no bigger than Liverpool and Man U, in my opinion. What do you think, Hazy?
Oh, totally right. Yeah.
I think he could have took a touch. Munoz, don't think he needs it. He could have even took a touch and played it back a bit slower to Lerma to let him come onto it. I thought it was a bit rushed.
That set's better though when it's on the floor, set nicely. You can whip that in.
Again, if he'd have took another touch, he draws the defender to him, and then as he sets it back, Lerma's coming onto it, which would have been an easier shot to keep down. And maybe a better shooting angle, but team low in confidence, manager just been sacked. You know, rushed a chance. He's a right back playing as a right wing back, and, you know, they don't tend to slow down in the box, they tend to speed up. Been a good even game so far though. In terms of Palace, a couple of little stings there. You're seeing 2 counter-attacks. Everton huffed and puffed, 5 shots, but none on target. Paddy's definitely dying as Barner as well, because he's fucking same age as me. He hasn't got a grey hair in his head. Got grey pubes and everything, me, has he? Find them all the time. Get the Just for Men out. All right. So this is where I worry about Everton once Palace drop back down, because if Everton overcommit here, I know we haven't got the winger power, but I think this is part of Palace's game plan. Sit, frustrate them, get them to overcommit, get someone to take a chance, and then end up in a foot race with Bramthwaite, Tarkowski, or Godfrey, or someone on the halfway line. My God.
How old was he?
He looked about, he's the Milky Bar kid, he's the analyst for Palace. He's about fucking 12.
That's also, particularly with you as well, that's a sign of the times, isn't it? How much power analysts have got over managers' decisions.
Yeah, probably.
Or how much influence, should they say?
Joe's got, you know, has had to do it, has had to live that. But yeah, there's still a role for the coach and the assistant manager, and there's also a role for a bit of a mentoring, a bit of grey hair in the building, I think. But yeah, these young lads and women with the laptops, you know, they have the benefit of seeing a lot of stuff back or delayed, which obviously supports the manager on the touchline. So I get it.
I was going to say, he's going to kick off if they scored there. I'm not sure. I think he's looking for it. And the ref, listen, the ref's close enough. The ref's close enough to make that call. That's a good tackle. Plays on. No. He cuts across him but doesn't stick the leg out. I think the ref's close enough for me to make that call. I've seen them given, if he's got a red shirt on at Anfield or a red shirt on, you get that, but a blue shirt on, you're not getting that. Richards. He's only a young lad, isn't he? 22, 21.
I can't believe every time Everton defend a corner, still old-fashioned, but Dyche's mantra, one on the post each still. and you can short corner. We did it with Fleetwood in a pre-season friendly. City do it. They get 20 shots a game. Liverpool do it, 15 shots. Yeah, clubs are still willing to put the ball into Everton's big boys. And that's why, I suppose. But
do you know when they showed that stat there? He's literally cleared it off the line there, Ashley Young, as you said that. That's why. Palace 111 corners, no goals.
Then you'd sort
that
some
would have been
short
their first goal there.
in 112.
But again, that's why he puts them there. You know, very old school, Sam Allardyce, you would say. But again, as good as your keeper is, just saves you the goal there. Like, there's lots of change of thought in terms of the way to do it. And you see in our game, and you've been in the game long enough, Izzy, now, how fashionable and faddy stuff is. You know, a high press, a low block. You know, all this stuff comes back around. Nothing really changes.
I'm not against Everton having a man on each post and getting every player back. I'm against the attacking team not playing short corners to the edge of the box.
Around, yeah. No, I'm just saying that's in your preparation for doing them. Hasn't got the pace. He never had the pace to get that.
You should have stopped them.
He was never going to get that.
If he kept going, he would have got it.
This is the problem for Everton now as the game gets stretched.
Well,
see, at Premier League level, your opportunity goes because Ayew's pass is behind Edouard, and then Mitchell's pass is Edouard's pass to Mitchell's the wrong angle, which forces him wide.
yeah, it is now.
Well, it was always going to be when you go two in the middle of the park like that for Palace. And then McNeil's now blowing for tugs, and so is Ashley Young from all the graft they've had to do in the first half.
Oh.
People forget how the physical toll's now taken. The lads are knackered now. They're trying to get into half time. So you got your match up here is McNeil against Munoz, and obviously Mitchell the other side against Ashley Young, but also Godfrey and Myelenko against Edouard and Jordan Ayew.
Is Jordan Pickford your England number one, or is it Nick Pope or anyone else?
I just think for the way they play the system, I think Pickford's the one, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, I always worry about him. I don't know why. He just seems like a keeper who wants to make saves.
Yeah, get overly involved.
Yeah, like he seems like the type of keeper who'd like fuck a back pass up just so he can make a great save. And like on the school playground, he just got bored of.
Yeah.
He looks like he's but again, cannon. He's got great range of passing from there. And you'd have to say, with experience at major tournaments and that, you know, has he done anything to not be England number one?
Okay.
Good penalty shootout record, hasn't he? Kicks in a mile. I think he's crackers, but isn't that every good goalie? Fans are getting a bit restless here. Good.
Oh, you're
Go
in.
on.
Oh, hard lines.
Palace just need to string a few passes together. They haven't getting on top here. Palace just need to get the foot on it, get a few passes, especially now as the front three start to get. Look at the space in the middle of the pitch, Izzy. There's Lerma coming out. Look at the young boy Barton. He's got pretty much the whole centre circle on his own. He can't come and press Gay now. Now look where Edouard is. You don't want that. He's a striker playing left midfield.
Yeah.
You got a striker playing right midfield, albeit a bit more experienced than Ayew the other side, and then a big lump through the middle who's game, Matete. I think if you're Palace, you take a point here with the week they've had.
Of course.
Obviously, it'll feel like you need to do a bit more if you're Everton, especially with Luton's result yesterday, a chance to get out the bottom three.
Oh,
See, it's too easy for me, that. It's a good header. Come on. He's going to switch it. He's not really got going at Everton yet, Dwight McNeil. He's like Huffed and puffed.
The end of last season, he was good.
Yeah,
He
but
he stung a few games together where he was your best player.
yeah, he scored a couple of good goals, but then he hasn't. So sometimes it's like a belief. He doesn't. Like Tarky looks like he belongs. Like he's like, I can play here. This is okay. This is not too big of a badge for me. McNeil, I still think's got a bit of self-doubt in there. So you don't fancy, like, chest that down.
He can't score an header from outside the box.
Well, it's going to be some header from outside the box, like, do you know what I mean? But, like, chest that down. Decore's coming through there on the link.
Or get bumped.
Yeah, you might get, as you knock it down to him, you might get another chance. Gomez, he could do something if we can get him fit. Dan Juma, not really at him for. Andre Gomez, good footballer. Missed a lot of games this year.
And what about Dele Alli? Can we go there or not?
I don't think he's fucking worth a carrot, is he? I think he's done, isn't he, Dele? Is he coming back?
I know.
He's been a mistake for Everton, whichever way we look at it. Hopefully he gets well. But what do you expect when you're fucking on the laughing gas and fucking all the other shite? You don't live your life like a fucking professional footballer. Doesn't matter how talented you are. But yeah, I'd be surprised if I see him. Such a waste as well, because he was very, very talented. But I'll be surprised if I see him play in the Prem again.
Yeah.
I think that ship sailed. Oh God. He just tries to whack everything out, doesn't he? That's him, just big driver. You know, like how Drew on the golf course, isn't he? Driver off every tee box, Happy Gilmore. Yeah, for sure. Most keepers, though, you could label that. That's why I struggle when I see keepers now on giving analysis on the outfield players. I'm like, on the school playground, keep getting goal. Don't be talking about outfield stuff. And now I see women's goalies on talking about men's football. I'm like, I know they're going unchecked. I wouldn't let a keeper talk on our coach or in our dressing room. He'd have to ask for permission or hand a note in to ask a question to the outfield players. And they're letting the fucking women keepers in now, who just, as you seen with Mary Earps at the weekend, they just fall on the floor. Thankfully, 1 minute. Thankfully, is he saying about his driving? No, he's educated himself a bit more now to play the odd iron, but he did used to just take driver off the tee all the time. Pickford's the same, just shells everything. I think it's exactly what you sign up for on a Monday night when you see Everton and Palace at this stage, isn't it? You know, you're looking at it going, hopefully we don't get what we think it's going to be, but
get a break.
Yeah, this was never going to be for the purists.
Get one go at it, mate.
Set play just before the half time. Is that a little bit of naivety there, going against a sideline, just diving in, young kid learning his trade? Certainly at the stage of the game he's at.
Yeah, two hands.
He is off scratch, yeah. He's done him a kipper there, and he actually young, to be fair.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he is a master at it. All right, the matchup, I like his Bram fight around the back against the full-back Munoz, but no one's on Ward. So you think the core or someone will come down and bump Ward, try and get Bramford a free run at the back stick.
Can't score off that. I'm amazed that's not been a left footer with the last kick of the game.
Yeah, in swinger.
Yeah, and if it misses everybody, it goes in.
Yeah, from Everton's perspective, huffed and puffed, up, back and over, direct, trying to get into Palace's back line, and anything that comes off the back of it, crosses in the box. Calvert-Lewin's typical Calvert-Lewin performance, huffed and puffed. Palace, couple of little skirmishes on the counter, but again, haven't really...
Palace have had 2 shots in the box, which make me think that they're capable, whereas Everton have been up there more, but they've not actually had any shots through the ball on the target. Lower
that down, Josh. Got it, yeah. It's going to be tight. It's going to be first goal, as you say. It's one of them, hopefully Everton get it, settle them down a little bit. Palace might have to come out and Everton, I'm hoping, then get the second on the counter. 2-0 I've gone for. But again, if you'd had a 2-0 or a 1-0 here, you wouldn't be too upset with 45 to play. You still think you've got a live chance. What did you go for now? Are you bigger than that? 3-something do you go?
No, I said...
Oh, you got Buchans.
I've got Bukhari to score.
All right.
And 2 Buchans. Lerma has had a little cheeky
Yeah.
follow, and so has Ashley Young, a couple of ones, so that's looking positive, but I can't see it. This is going to finish 0-0 this.
Hopefully not. So we get something. We added a better second half last week. Other games from the weekend, who else did you see? So you said you were at Preston?
I was at Preston v Blackburn, and it was 2-0 up for Blackburn Rovers, who came out. I think they were hopeless in midweek by all accounts at Birmingham under a new manager, and I think they came out, decided to have a scrap, play 100 mile an hour. They caught Preston North End cold, but there was no way they could sustain it. But they did get 2 goals. John Fleck was playing his first game for Blackburn Rovers. He wasn't doing much in the game, obvious, but when he left the field, the game changed and went completely Preston's way. Preston got it back to 2-2, and then a little bit like we're seeing here now, it just became a bit of a war of attrition. Blackburn fairly surrendered on the point, and Preston couldn't break them down.
Preston, little outside chance of the playoffs, maybe?
Yeah, that's how it's felt always, and they keep coming back. They're durable, you know, when they get written off and the manager gets a bit of criticism. They've had a good month of 3 wins and 2 draws, I think. I think they'll be short, Joe,
Yeah.
but they've given the fans some hope, and they've settled the noise down against the manager. It's all gone calm.
Yeah, Lowy's been in there a bit now, and a few little scares. They were up, like in terms of last season, they were up near the top and never quite got in the picture at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And hopefully this season they can go one step closer.
Yeah.
Seeing obviously the other side, that obviously Lowy's ex-apprentice from Plymouth, Shuey, gone up and then goes to Stoke.
Yeah.
I didn't realise until I looked at the table at the weekend how close Stoke are to the bottom end of the Championship, which is incredible. You know, I'm looking at Everton here going, you know, Stoke not long ago consistently Premier League side under you know, Tony Pulis and Mark Hughes, and now, you know, looking, I think they'll be all right, but they're looking over the shoulder at the trapdoor of the Championship, which is incredible.
I think they'll be okay, but
How's that happened? Bet365, the Coates family, like masses of money in Stoke. Always go with British kind of coaches, always give a chance, but
I think there was like huge contracts. I mean, good lads, good pros, but like Joe Allen and people like that ate up the budget. Jack Butland, I think, from what I can gather.
That's
and
years ago, is he?
They were on big contracts, big long contracts that ate up I think, you know, the following year after, and it just become less and less, and they've been starved of any potential and any youth and any quality, and it's obviously seen them go down the league.
It's mad to say. I mean, you'd have to think, you know, Leicester will bounce straight back up.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about him, Mascara?
I don't really, because, you know, I think he had a brief spell at Manchester City, but obviously my path never crossed with him, and I think they play some great football. I think they've got a great mix of young players, talented players, middle-aged players, and then they've obviously got senior players like Jamie Vardy, still Connor Cody around the squad. They're well equipped to go up, and it's well, what are your words, like a shootout. I think it'll be obviously Leeds Southampton for the second place.
Yeah, Harry Winks a good take, but went out to Sampdoria and then obviously come back and suits, you know, the way they want to play. Say Vardy always be a handful of money, even with his experience in the champ at this stage. Fancy them to win it. Be surprised they don't win it from here.
Me too.
As you're saying, behind that, Russell Martin's done a good job, steadied the Southampton ship down in the early part, and then obviously you know, it's now starting to put a decent run together. Leeds under Farke the same. Dark horses in that little bunch.
No, it's them three for me.
2 from 3, you're saying there.
Me,
I'm trying to look at the group behind that. I mean, the Championship, you know, your Birmingham's. I thought when Rooney went in there, I didn't think, when I see him go in, I thought John Eustace has done incredible to get them where they were in the table. I didn't see it being maintained, so it was no surprise for me to see them. I don't think it was Wayne's fault, although he's copped a lot of flack for it. I thought it was inevitable they were going to slide down the table with that squad. Surprised not to see, you know, Sunderland move on.
Same
I thought they
with
were
Middlesbrough.
fantastic last year. Middlesbrough again with Michael Carrick. I'm trying to think who else we've got a touch on in the Championship there who were going well. Obviously Ipswich, Kieran McKenna came up with us. We played in Bristol Rovers last year, done fantastically well. Josh banging that kettle on, get easy, cup of tea. And to see Ipswich, you know, Wes Burns, our old, you know,
brilliant.
certainly. I remember the one-on-one stuff you did with him, Maisie. Lots of one-on-one stuff with him at Fleetwood.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because obviously he looks like he's going to score the goal of the century this year with the outside, his outside of his boot. And we messaged after the game, you know, people think that's a one-off, but there was a few rainy Friday late mornings where we were practicing that outside of the foot finish. Not from that distance, I have to say, but I do take pride in the fact that there's a little bit of development gone into him. But obviously, you knew managing him, he always had the athletic potential to play at the top of the Championship, and it was just whether his footy and his tactical knowledge can get up to level with that, and it appears that it has, because he's a brilliant lad. Yeah,
well, that was the thing, isn't it? That's the thing that missing. The playing side of it you love, but obviously the coaching side where we connect. Obviously I'm a player at City, you're on the coaching side, and then we work together as coaches at Fleetwood, and then working with Wes there. And that was the big thing, and those little moments. I remember what you working with him on them individual moments, the angles he came in from, the options he'd get there with the little dink, which he never had, the little stand-up cross, which he never had, and then a few years later to see him, obviously do well at Ipswich, get promoted, take it to the next level, and I'm waiting now for him, and hopefully he gets an international recognition, and maybe this season Ipswich can even be a real shock and get themselves in the Prem. I think they've got a right chance.
Well, to be honest with you, I think they played Rotherham as well at home in midweek as well, so you
and
kind of
Liam's in there, Liam.
It's a big struggle presently. He'll probably be already equipped to be a top manager next year from in League One. But for Ipswich,
I can't remember the second name for some reason. Liam Richardson. But
for Ipswich to get 3 points, you would expect him.
In my head then, for some reason.
Then it shouldn't be ruled out, but I do think it's a shootout between Leeds and Southampton for second.
Yeah, I mean it's always a good league to watch, the Champ, and obviously the playoff in the Champ. I don't think gets going until about middle of March, when you look and you go, right, there's 4 or 5 teams here who've just got a little still bit of the beak wet, who go, if we have a good end of the season, we can get the shake-up.
You obviously ghosted in with Newcastle.
We pissed it. Well, we pissed it. We did,
And then QPR.
Won at Plymouth on the when the ash cloud was down.
But QPR was a
Burnley was a good shootout to us, Middlesbrough and Brighton. And we ended up getting the job done and winning it. But it was a good scrap towards the end. QPR, we were up there early. We were the big favourites for it. But the club was in a little bit of a transition from getting relegated, and obviously we were slow burning, and then I felt we'd fell apart. And then Steve Black came in and worked his magic, and obviously that ends in Bobby Zamora. Gary O'Neill now is doing a fantastic job at Wolves. What a job Gaz has done there.
Was he always manager material as a teammate?
Do you know what? No, I knew he'd coach because he loved his golf, he loved his footy. He's a clever kid, Gaz. But I wouldn't. I mean, what a job he did at Bournemouth, by the way. I thought it was incredibly harsh of the game for him to lose his job, and then what a great job he's done at Wolves. And obviously Sean Derry's gone in there as assistant, and obviously I'm close with Des. And again, flying the flag for young British managers out there. But what a job Gaz has done there, and I think that's a good little team to have hold of, with Pedro Neto. Won at Spurs at the weekend, won at Chelsea a couple of weeks ago 4-2. Done a fantastic job, Gaz. Really has. I'm trying to think who else. Newcastle. Did you see Newcastle beat Bournemouth?
I did. I only did highlights.
2-2.
Yeah.
Matt Ritchie scored, Anthony Gordon penalty, and obviously Matt Ritchie heads it across, and it kind of rebounds and comes back to him. He's a little bit lucky.
But Newcastle continue to thrill me because of the crowd and the insight that I get from Kieran Trippier, and I ask about Eddie Howe's coaching, and I'm taken by Newcastle. When you were there, I do believe. Does anybody dislike Newcastle other than Sunderland? What I mean?
Everyone always looks favourably towards them. The fans travel well, don't they? Always go in the numbers. Obviously, the great entertainers. Keegan's side still warms everybody. The problem they've got is the Saudi kind of connection. Will they be patient with Eddie Howe? Obviously, they'll want a Champions League again, like they got last year. Incredibly, a lot of injuries. Newcastle talk about FFP squeezing them.
The technical director leaving.
Technical director's obviously on gardening leave now, so that hasn't even resolved itself. He's still on gardening leave, and they're saying they might put him on gardening leave for 2 years, so that leaves him in a bit of a limbo. He'll obviously have all their transfer sort of stuff. So that's going to be a bit messy. That obviously the Saudi PFI behind that, PIF, they ain't going to need the money. They might dig the heels in a little bit here, so this might be a bit of a bit of a war between Man United and Newcastle United. But also in the midst of that, Newcastle are going to be wanting to get, players back fit. I think when Newcastle have got the strongest 11 on the pitch, I think they're a good side.
You think that they'll want to upgrade in terms of a little bit, not showbiz, because it's about winning and getting the job done, but they've gone Callum Wilson, Isak, but I remember City got Robinho, Tevez, Aguero, and it kept...
Adebayor.
Yeah, but somewhere in between. It kept getting bigger, better each time, and Newcastle going to do the same and shop and be able to spend the money and attract against the likes of City and Liverpool.
I mean, the problem you've got is, I would imagine the Saudis not wanting to come in and too much too soon,
right.
Because don't forget they were initially not allowed to buy, and then all of a sudden, the Boris Johnson government was in, and things all changed. And I think the FFP, clearly they only got in the Champions League last year, breathing down the throat. I think being in the Champions League this year has blown the gaskets of some of the players, and they've had bad luck. Josh. You've had Pope get injured. You've had Botman injured for the period. You've had Isaac,
Wilson,
Goomer. Wilson, I think, he's done his shoulder, hasn't he, on his bicep. I think Wilson's on the way out of Newcastle.
Okay.
I would imagine. I think they've bought a team that's, they've got the Livramento came in.
Brilliant,
the young left fullback came in from Chelsea. Hall. Longstaff, I think's added a bit to his game.
Your man, Young and Anderson.
Yeah, he got injured though. Yeah. He's got injured. Gordon's done a lot better than I thought he would. I like the boy Shah, centre half, 3.5 million, incredible value. So I think Trippier had a little bit of a strange period, not played well, come under the microscope a little bit as the captain. And then, when I look at the front side of the pitch for Newcastle, as I say, Isaac, I think when fit is good, proper, very good, proper. Yeah, but 63 million.
Yeah,
you kind of know what you're getting with him. And I just think when I look at that Newcastle team and I look at its evolution and them getting consistently into the top four, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Where's the world? Botman, I think, is world class.
Yeah.
I genuinely do. Some will argue Guimaraes, the way they talk about him. I think Joe Linton's done really better, but I just don't see those superstar names that, Tonali, I think was a good signing, but the betting ban affecting him now, that's a huge blow to them. So I think Newcastle have had a little bit of an unlucky spell.
Yeah.
I think they've had a little bit of bad luck as well in terms of, you can't account for a match fixing or a betting thing popping out the cupboard in Italy.
Lost a cup competition on pens.
Director of footy leaves because Man United are getting overhauled, or certainly that goes on behind the scenes. You had the thing that the chairman was accused of spying on the Minister of Defence or something like that. So it's a strange old season for Newcastle. As I say, I don't think they're going to finish the top four this year.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be Villa, Man United, Tottenham's result at the weekend against Wolves won't have helped them. And then I wouldn't rule out Chelsea.
Yeah, no.
I don't know why I'm saying that, but after the results of the weekend and the squad, I'm going, these have got a young side. These just knit together here.
Yeah. Well, they can only get better.
Well, they would be. I don't know what price they'd be, Chelsea, for finishing fourth.
Right.
But for a bit of value, if they win Sunday,
they give you a run for it.
If they win Sunday, because they'll all have to play each other.
Yeah.
I could see it.
And
young
what about David Moyes and West Ham and Calvin Phillips, and it just seems to be drifting now, doesn't it? West Ham
33-1, Chelsea top four.
Are they? Yeah. That's worth a little outside squeak. That I honestly, for a value in terms of they go and win the cup Sunday. I'm not saying they will, but I'm saying if they do, and it's a young group with a new manager who's clearly a class act. I could see, the Villa fill you. I know they're going all right, but the Villa, I'm not buying into this Spurs Pentecostal thing. I'm not buying into it. I think he's a nice guy. I like him, but I'm just not buying into they're going to get top four. Right, we're kicking back off here. We're underway, second half. No changes. Start as you mean to go on, eh? Ball played up.
Yeah.
Dom Calvert-Lewin absolutely flattened. I think if this is a Saturday at Goodison, there's a completely different atmosphere in there. Monday night, it's almost like they're waiting for the team to do something.
Is your boy into it, Cassius?
Loves it. Loves
And
it.
Everton.
Yeah, he loves it. Yeah, he's an Evertonian. He's obviously...
No choice.
I've got Evertonian, and my youngest is obviously 18 months, so he hasn't decided yet. And then Penn, my other lad, is staunch Liverpool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's been turned. I don't know whether it's on Noah. There's a few culprits who've but he was at Anfield Saturday getting his picture with the European Cup and all that, so with his nan and granddad. So it's one of them where...
Yeah, let it go.
What can I do? I can't blame him in terms of, do you want to watch Idrissa Gana Gay or Steven Gerrard?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Do you want to watch Mo Salah or Ashley Young? It's just, you got the better kits and they win trophies. So I've got my little girl's staunch Everton.
Oh, good.
Stage. She hasn't got a clue what's happening on the footy, like, but she's like, Dad, I'm an Everton.
Yeah.
Cass had a little wobble when all his mates were going cup finals and Liverpool win the European Cup and ole. But he's managed to stick with the Blues. So 2-1 so far, two Everton, 1 Liverpoolian. And with you, I want an in-swinger here.
Yeah. Just...
Yeah. So is that... But Ray Lewington's with Paddy McCarthy there, so why are they going out swingers rather than in-swingers?
I just think you can keep it up there longer, even if you don't score from it, and you might get a corner, and you can build 2 or 3 bits of pressure.
Well, unless you've got a big target and you're playing that kind of flatter one, maybe to entice the keeper out. We used to do it for Andy Carroll a little bit because he was so good at leaping. You'd do that for a Michael Richards as well, I would imagine. Someone with good hang time, which Calvert-Lewin's got. Matete's maybe got. I just don't get that flat left-footed ball off that side. Who are we zooming in on here? Oh, come on, Al. 3 minutes into the second half. About the natives are getting restless. If you're Palace, you're playing 5-2-3. How do you upgrade from that? Do you go 4-3-3, get another midfielder on? Not many options off it, is there? You've got to take a centre half off to go to a back 4. Or you've got Munoz, who's a right back, and obviously Mitchell, who's a left back, really. So it's not like one of them can push on into midfield or squeeze into the front line. You can't see one of the centre halves there. Anderson maybe, but doubt it. So I'm looking at it going, what options have Palace got? Who have you got on the bench for Palace?
Just one coming in from the chat room, Joe. There's a bit of noise and up going on with Forest. A couple of Forest fans are in, obviously watching the stream, cheering on Palace. A couple of Leeds fans getting involved, fans of a few other teams. I've opened the idea of getting them on the phone at the end of the match to have a discussion.
About Forest?
Well, just about the game, basically.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
no problem. Get them on. I think there was a better pass there than that, but we'll see here. Look at the space Garner's got and look who's got to mark him. Matete's trying to get to him. Now Lerma's getting out. I wouldn't put... I think it's a mad formation to play with 2 strikers either side of a 9. I think it's a bit better if you've got Elise and, as you say, Ezra, who can carry the ball and, wide midfielders.
Calvert-Lewin chasing his own flicks again. I see him doing that all the time. He's so isolated.
I mean, it's a cagey game.
Oh,
Well played. You could hear, they've worked on that there. You could hear Ray Lewington shouting to Ward there, go on, find them. So they've obviously clearly said, look, move it out at the side, isolate Matete when Everton's midfield comes squeezing. And then they were unlucky there because that was good little bit of interplay between Matete, Lerma and Elise and Matete. That's not a foul. He's 6'5", 6'4". You can't go down like that. Come on, lad. Can't give a pen.
No.
For that. Not for me. He doesn't have it under control at any point. It's not blatant. Did you see the Forest have brought in the first ref analyst? Mark Clattenburg.
He doesn't support Forest, so it's not a...
He's a Geordian. He's a Geordie. I'm sure he's a Newcastle fan.
Part-time, he's the referee on the Gladiator series,
Is he? Yeah. He's always been a bit of a telly personality, and he loves himself. Like I've always found him all right, Clattenburg, to be fair.
Everton fans won't want to hear that.
No, but what's he going to do? Is he giving them feedback on the VAR? Is he giving them this referee will be more likely to give, I don't know, fouls for physicality as opposed to this referee? Would you know what analysis is he giving? What's the analysis?
I can see him being part of the team meeting. We discussed the team meeting. You discussed our strengths, weaknesses of the opposition, set plays for and against, and we discussed maybe we should even start letting the lads know what type of referee. And we never did, but it was, you know, he's yellow card happy. He lets you play on. He's, you know.
That's incredible depths what it's going to though, isn't it, in terms of getting points when you've got a referee, analyst, decisions analyst.
People trying to be innovative.
Where'd you stop? Do you bring a breathing coach in to say, right lads, breathe in now, breathe out now? Like, where'd you stop? Like, at some point, you know, at this level, you know the refs, don't you? You get to know your refs. Obviously, it's a little bit, you know, I haven't played for this ref or with this ref for ages, but you know what he's likely to do. Again, it varies from game to game and opponent because, you know, sometimes they've asked him for a jersey after the game or something and they'll give him a bit of leniency. Especially if it's one of the big hitters. He's done well, this kid, Mitchell. When I look down the left-hand side for England and you look at Chilwell and the problems he's had in terms of getting and staying fit for a prolonged period. Luke Shaw, the same. I don't mind this kid. I think, you know, you said about Warren being a bit of a dark horse. I think Mitchell, I think he's steady away. And get at on him, you know, old-fashioned fullback in, like he's a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 every week. I think he's got to add a few more assists to his his game, because that's what you've got to do now. But in terms of attacking a winger, doing his job, in terms of, you know, 6, 7 out of 10 every week, I think he's a steady away fullback. He's Palace Academy, another hotbed of talent in it, South London there, Palace's Academy. So Everton have got really good stats defensively in terms of, just saying there's only Arsenal. Can't see the Arsenal on 16 goals and someone else behind them there, and Everton are third in terms of goals conceded from open play. Go on, Dom.
He just looks so isolated there.
Do you know what? He's done well there, because if he hits him, he gives a corner. No, I'd have gone one more. Does well there because he's trying to win a corner or a throw in, and obviously just Calvert-Lewin just asked the defenders a question. Both of them miss it. And obviously, who picks the ball up? Decore.
Yeah. If you're looking at changing it up after the hour mark, do you think Dyche will? I know he doesn't historically, does he?
He doesn't notoriously. He tends to wait and wait. And then when your option's better, what are you gonna put? I think if Everton go behind, I think he'll go. You know, he'll go more aggressive, but usually keeps his subs very limited, unless, you know, they're chasing or enforced. Just a scrappy game, innit?
Not great.
Do you know what? Pickford closed the angle on him so much there, but he does the right thing. He almost waits and tries to dink him. What are you saying? Pull the trigger early there, Noah?
See the way he come out at him, his legs were open.
That's the one for me.
He's just gonna slot it through his legs.
That's the one for me, yeah.
Have to see the replay back. What, he does the big star?
Yes.
He's coming with
Pickford.
his legs, he just slot it through his legs.
I thought Pickford closed the space really quickly on him.
Well, that's why, and he's gone for the dink, it just was never on.
And because he's left-footed,
He's obviously been
if he'd have been
watching
right-footed, you obviously see a bit more.
Get the Thierry on me, little wrap finish in the corner.
But he's not got the right foot. He's a left-footed, isn't he? So Thierry will be coming on his right foot there. He hasn't got it. He's a left-footed left-back.
That's what I'm saying. He's got to go through the legs there.
You're left-footed there. Is that what you're doing, going through the legs?
I'm definitely not going for the dink like he went.
Yeah.
I'm at the drill there.
Yeah.
Everyone's seen Darwin Núñez's finish on Match of the Day, though,
but he was absolutely central.
To be fair, I don't know what he's thinking, Núñez, mate.
I know, he takes it early,
It's
doesn't he?
the
It's
only
element.
finish that I wouldn't have done. Keeper wasn't even at the best.
Yeah,
He
Joe.
stood up straight.
Here we
Go
go.
around him.
Tarky, that's Tarky's problem for me there.
Telling you, you can go through Pickford's
That's
legs.
Tarky's problem when he just gets a bit square like that.
Pickford's legs, yeah.
Even if he thinks he's on the line.
I don't think he's got much to aim at, you know. I think Pickford, you've got to give Pickford credit. He's out quick there, shuts the angle down. He hasn't got much to aim at. Mitchell. And if you're not a composed finisher in there, you speed up, which he has. Oh no. You just got to stick your head there if you're Ashley Young now, because as soon as you put your head there, you get a free kick. You just jump forward with your arm up there with your Ashley Ward and your head. See there? Ashley Ward, Ashley Young. Ashley Ward, he's by for Derby.
City.
See, Matete's blown for tugs now because,
They all are.
well, it's just so much space for that forward in midfield to cover, especially when you're undergunned. Everton have got extra man in there off the backside here. Look the centre circle now. Look at the space that Lehman and Wharton are both that side of the pitch. If the Corey just drops into that centre circle, I always remember you used to say, is he driving through that, good stuff happens.
Yes.
If the Corey adjusts his position 5 or 6 yards and gets on the edge of that, Everton can expose Palace essentially.
Just seems that Palace have 2 free men, man.
Yeah.
But they've got an extra defender, haven't they? So Everton will always win it back. Because now Palace's 2 wide players are now passengers for them because the strikers who are playing in wide areas. What I like about Mitchell, he always gets his hands on, you know, them horrible, them defenders to play against, because they're always touching you, he just doesn't give anyone an easy ride. And as I say, Olise and Eze get all of that, you know, they're missing, they're the big loss, but I think that Mark there, the centre half's huge for Palace. Oh, come on.
No one willing to take someone on. It's just all, it's very.
He's getting cramp after 60 minutes there, can't he? And there's a foul though, isn't it? And there's a foul. Just getting frustrated, Edouard, because he's getting asked to defend, and he doesn't want to be doing that. I could see Palace bringing, like, is Will Hughes on the bench or something like that? They got midfielders on the bench. And taking off Matete and putting Edouard or Ayew through the middle. Who have they got on the bench?
Will Hughes.
França came on the other day.
Slow.
Lively, he'll get 20 minutes. Nothing.
Look on that reader ball.
Oh, is he messing? Garner Gay messing, shooting from there. Seriously. He is, honestly, I don't know how PSG signed him. He is so poor decision making. Like, he's never fucking scoring from there, let's be honest. It's a cow's ass with the banjo for the best of times, and he's shooting first time, half volley from 40 yards. Experienced player, take a touch, build the attack. That's a great header, that, Bramthwaite.
Is he going to get a move?
Who?
Bramthwaite.
I'll tell you what, he's got enormous potential. Who's that again? Soft shite? Gay? Yeah, cheers, pal. Just keep... cheers, pal. Keep saying sorry. You're fucking giving it away all the time.
It's got to be Onana, surely.
Onana's better than him. He's 6'4". Onana drives with the ball. He's better than him. I don't know what he's done. He's pissed Dicey off in some form or fashion.
Jack Harrison on the bench, would you bring him on?
Jack Harrison on now for
Yeah,
Ashley Young.
some shots.
Maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, Ashley Young.
Lefty, Harrison.
Yeah. And I'd bring on Onana for Gay. Just for the fact that he took that shot there and then 5 seconds later played that pass. I don't mind Patterson, me, you know. I like Patterson, doesn't half bomb on. He won't give you that defensive stability that maybe Godfrey gives you playing it, like an auxiliary third centre half, innit? At times. And Beto, if any of the stewards go down injured, I'd put Beto on as a steward. That's it. I wouldn't put him on as a player. Or the toffee lady. If anyone else is the toffee lady, get Beto to sling the toffees in. Just say to him, just try and control a few of them toffees, lad. They'll be all over the stadium. Oh.
He's good, yeah.
Honestly, that I promise you, that is such a basic error from Ghana. Like, if you're unsure there...
Yeah, don't play blind.
Yeah, just you can't turn there. He's done well there. Well played. Well played,
Get it
Ashley
over
Young.
there. Switch it if you can.
Where we going?
Yes.
Good, go on. Go on, keep going. Where's Calvert-Lewin? Move away from there, Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin's movement there was really poor. If you watch Haaland there, Haaland would have, at the minute he knows there's someone outside of him to put a cross in, pulling away from the ball, opens up the channel for McNeil. Even there, he stays in front of him. Haaland, just watch Haaland on the telly if you get a chance. He just pulls away so the defender can't see him in the ball. Calvert-Lewin there, slower foot. Really, really slower foot. Now, obviously I'm comparing him to Erling Haaland, who's quicker thought and the best striker in the game, but you know, if Dom's got to be watching Erling Haaland and trying to apply his movement pattern to the game to get more chances. Little stack. He's a big boy, isn't he, Richards? Because Tahi's a lump.
In.
Go on.
Oh, hit it.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I've missed it. Oh, my God. Yeah, honestly, Garner Gaze pull this wide and then I don't know how Decore just hit his heel.
You bet that.
What, to score?
Got the corner, haven't we?
Oh, lad, that's a tap in back post. He goes to finger and it hits him on his heel. I don't think, because Garner Gaze shanks the shot, I don't think he's expecting it, but he'd be disappointed he hasn't got it on target. Oh, the pullback was on. Wharton's gone. Look at the Corey penalty spot. Wharton's gassed. Look how lead-legged he is.
Yep. Well played.
All right,
pressure.
Gladys Street's coming here. This is a big chance, this. Not that one. That's a chance. This is massive.
Oh, can he score
Oh,
with
it
his
is, the
right?
Preds.
Can that score with his right?
Look at the boots. Good save from the keeper, to be fair. I mean, he's got to save it, has he?
He scores with his right.
Oh, that's a big chance, that.
Yeah.
That's a big chance. The keeper did what Mary Earps didn't at the weekend. Mary got behind the defender, so she can see less of the ball. Where Johnson there got himself out in front of the defender, obviously clear. So for any young goalies watching there, watch what Sam Johnson does. Watch it here. All right. See the way he's away from his defenders. What Mary Earps does there, she goes and stands behind her defenders and lets the ball hit them and go in. But then that's the best women's goalie in the world versus
There you go.
the 413th best man goalie in the world.
You've called the sub.
Yeah, I think that the only two in there gets more legs in the middle of the park for Everton. bit more of a maverick. He can win you the game. I would feel in Onana, he has got a few raw moments in him. Jack Harrison coming on for Ashley Young gives you that little bit of energy off the side. I think they're the right changes at this point for Everton. As you're saying, it doesn't look like Palace can go. So you'd fancy Everton to get more legs now into the game as the what a goal as the game goes on. You're just saying there, you fancy Everton to get in there.
Just as they made two subs.
I mean, it's a good hit, but like goes in the middle of the net. I'll have to see it from behind. I'm just worrying about Pickford. Who's that there? The little
Family member that.
Like Bilbo Baggins in the let's say route 1, flick on,
pinned,
fighting him.
Can't see it. Brambley can't see it. He's absolutely pinned. Look, boom. He's been owned.
Oh, it's a great hit. It's a good hit. It's a good hit, but
Brambley should be defending either side of him, so he could see it.
Can Myalenko get on the ball and force it outside there? Is he? Am I nitpicking? Can he? Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's a great hit. It's a great hit. Like a.
Pickford's arms are longer, what do you say?
I think you have to give Ayew credit. I mean, Everton will be fuming. They've just paid the subs and obviously
had all the impetus.
That's where, like, let's be honest, that's where Garner would have been. I'm saying for him to go off, but he would have been there where Decore's had to drop down there, and he's trying to challenge on the edge. Is it a point of just the substitutions have just disrupted them a little bit? But we have to give credit to fucking Ayew. It's a hell of a strike. Let's be honest.
Has Dyche given into the fans there? The fans are getting a bit restless for the.
I don't think so. Maybe Ashley Young, you could have held on for 5 more minutes, but you want to get Addison in the game, don't you? You know, Ashley's played 60, 65 minutes there. You want legs and energy to finish. I think they were the right subs. I thought Garner should have come off based on his last 2 decisions. I'm just saying he would have been where Decore was there. Knocked in. Literally, it's the next attack. They go long off it, and it's ended up costing Everton. And that's why you have to be careful when you make subs sometimes, because it takes the team sometimes 5-10 minutes to just settle back down.
That's fucking hell.
I'm with you, though. I think he's made his mind up. We'll make subs on about 65 and freshen it up. But he's neglected the fact that they would just have the best 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, to ride the momentum wave.
Keep going.
Fair one, Izzy. Yeah, fair one. I mean, it's going to be tough from here for Everton now, because you got to go and then.
Got to get better, or got to get another striker on maybe.
But who's it? Beto? I think you've made your changes now. Go with it. I think we're in the ascendancy. Just get it after. Just get right after them. If you get the next with 10 on the clock at Goodison, they'll get right with you. The Soffies. These have got no subs, Palace, so they're going to tire. Mateta's getting further and further from Palace's midfield. You're saying the bench doesn't have.
Here we go.
Is the young kid, is it Franca?
Ozo, I think.
I thought he might have used him, the Brazilian lad. He done all right in the Chelsea game in few little spells.
It was his fault for the goal, though, remember?
I know, but I'm saying there was some bits to like about him. I mean, he should have tracked the runner back. Bramthwaite just getting raggy-dolled, getting involved in that skirmish there with Matete.
Here we go.
I just don't get this fella. Don't get him. What did Everton go here? Did they go back free?
They'll have to take the Correa off in here, first game back.
Yeah. He's massive for Everton, Decore, keeping him fit. He's had the big chance there that he misses. But that's this level, isn't it? You look at that, Decore knocks that in, Everton to win a 1-0. Probably don't look back from there as it is. They go up the other end. It's within 2 minutes and you're 1-0 down.
What was Ayew like at Marseille?
I said last time, he's in and out, he can finish. He's got loads of qualities, but he was younger when he was there, and a little bit up and down in terms of being a bit sulky.
Good Premier League career though. There must be
Yeah, he's
what,
done
10
great.
seasons
He's
now.
done great. But I wouldn't have had him. I wouldn't have thought he played. To be fair, he played right or left for us, but he hated it, and he was only a squad player for us.
No.
But he's ended up making himself a striker who plays out wide and nicks a goal and does a good job for the team. Highlighted case in point there by sliding back and winning that tackle, which I wouldn't have put at his door when he was a young kid, because if he got played out of position, he could have a little sulk. Come on, Beto, lad.
Seen Tarkowski's going on a series on Amazon.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that.
Dating.
No,
Yeah,
is
I'm
it
struggling
good?
with that.
What's he
Is it
doing?
dating?
He's like dating.
He's not
Oh no, I
dating.
thought it was
Is it his bird?
it was
His
Wags
bird?
or something, wasn't it?
Like Married to the Game, it's called.
Yeah, something like that.
Really?
New Amazon series. Tarkowski's on it. You're flirting with his bird.
Would you have had
That's
him?
his beard, isn't it?
Would you have had him down for that, Joe?
No, I wouldn't.
Nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing surprises me anymore.
Seen the video of it?
I
It's a bit cringy.
don't think if you're in a relegation battle and you're captain, you should be wasting your time with that. But again, touch wide. Yeah. See, I don't like Onana here in terms of. I'd prefer to get him a little bit higher up and have Garner a little bit deeper. I don't mind that. He's trying to get on. He wants to get on anyway. He's having himself as a player, look. Go on, lad. Yeah, don't mind that.
He's gonna score another.
Hopefully. Has Decore gone off then? So you bet you would have had Decore tapping at the back post. Horrible, isn't it? You couldn't wish for a better chance either, could you? And again. No. Alright, good reaction though. Alright. Harrison could go back to backs. Went at Leeds last year.
This is a big game. We need something.
Oh, this is huge, yeah. They need at least a point here.
Go on, lads. How many
Touch.
clear-cut chances are left for Everton? One?
No.
Or none?
Two.
One, two?
Two.
2 headers. Yeah.
Two.
I can't see any coming through the
I honestly think if Everton score before 80 minutes here, I think with Palace just they haven't got any saying there off the bench. It's you know, Everton are bringing on Onana, bringing on Harrison. All right, they're not going to get you off your seat, but certainly better than the two kids Palace have put on there. Like Matete's pulling the caravan here, the 14. Look, he's fucking absolutely empty. So he's going to get further away, which means he's going to get deeper, which means that back five is going to get deeper because the pressure's coming on. And the 1-0 up, they'll try and sit in. They can't upgrade, can they? They're going to have to stay 5-4-1 now. He's a caretaker manager, Paddy, trying to get the job done. So all of a sudden you're in siege, can we dig in and Everton score? And then you're like, fucking hell, now you're hanging on and the Gladys Street's trying to suck it in. So I still think there's loads of play here. I'm still confident that Beto will be able to do something. I mean, even if it's just charge into somebody to make half a yard for the Calvert-Lewin or someone running on. I just don't know why he's got... Like, Garner's been the deep liar and Onana's come on now and he's pushed Garner on. And I'm not sure... I think I'd prefer Onana.
I think it's
On.
shots for the edge of the box, I think.
But look what that is. That's Pickford launching it. Like, James Garner isn't...
No.
He's been the one underneath the ball now. You're better putting an Onana on and saying, look, you're 6'4", just go and use your energy now, just keep running into the box, make Wharton, make Lerma track you back, you keep going. He's pushed Garner up. Garner's knackered because he's played the first 74 minutes, so you might as well leave him under the ball where he's already been playing and use the sprightly energy off the bench to run on and join with Beto and Calvert-Lewin. 15, this is a big 15 in Everton season. I'd like to the fans a bit louder. No? It's a fucking massive game for us, this.
Nervous energy, isn't it?
Well,
You are right, though. You should be getting behind the team.
like,
Someone needs to nail someone.
The Corey chance is going to be the talking point, isn't it? If Everton don't get back in it from here, you're gonna have to go back to that. Obviously, Tahi's done as well as he can hitting the target with it, but that's a golden opportunity at the back post for Abdoulaye Doucouré. This is the problem in it now. Running the clock down from here.
Surely they don't have to put the ball in now. They want.
Well, for me, this is where I'm wanting. This is where I'm wanting Goodison to be kicking off, making them get it back in. Look, it's flat.
But just value the ball. If you're Palace, you 1-0 up. You could have 6 passes here.
Well played. Come on, big lad. Just not that thing, is there, in the stadium, mate?
no.
It's, I don't even think it's that. It's an apprehension. Great.
Wow.
Yeah, but did you see the Arsenal ultras?
It's what we were talking about.
The women's?
Yeah, go on, lad. Coming through the tunnel. That's what I was on about. North Korea. It was North Korean footballer. If you showed me that and said that's in North Korea, I'd say fucking hell. Kim Jong-il going fucking bananas here. But because it's in London, just like this, trying to blag me that your football's sustainable and that anyone gives a solitary fuck about it. Fuck off. Do me a favour.
Right. He's doing his bit, Calvert-Lewin.
He's won 2 good headers there.
Yeah.
You can't help but like him. It says, well, you'd like to play behind him. He just, as Ancelotti always used to play 4-4-2s, I think he just needs someone with him. I mean, Mopai left Everton and found another coal seam at Brentford, and he's found another gear. Couldn't hit a cow's ass with the banjo at Everton. But looks a fucking nuisance playing up top with Ivan Toney there in Brentford's team. Well, that's good. Well, that's good. And I think they're going to run out of steam because the subs aren't at, oh God. Subs aren't at the level. Like, you only have to press him. He's gone. Matete's gone.
Yeah.
He's in the bleep test now. He's on level 17 on the bleep test, Matete. He's ran his plums off for the team. Jordan Ayew's the same. I know he's took Edouard off for the kid on the side, but if you're Everton here, there's loads of time. You've probably got 14 minutes plus 6 or 7 stoppages. Seems to be the average now. Don't put it in. That's it. Make them run.
It is.
That's it. Make them run.
Oh.
Go on. See, your big 9's outside.
Yeah.
Relax. Don't like that.
No. Percentages.
All right. Don't mind that. See, Onana should be on the edge of the box for me, trying to make the box now where Wharton is.
Oh. Done great. He's had a great 5 minutes
For
with
me,
his head.
Onana's 5 yards behind the play. Wharton's played the whole game. That he should be on his shoulder. I know. It's a great ball in. Great ball in for McNeil. To be fair to Richards, he just does enough, doesn't he? Just gets in there, makes it hard, just competes.
He flips his head back.
Yeah, just makes it hard. And obviously, the Afro thunder in the middle of it there makes it hard for you, don't it? With the fucking... Well, it's just not nice getting that stuck in your grid, is it? Just puts him off. It does enough, to be fair to him. Does enough. Would we say that's Everton's first chance? We're saying they might get 2. Would you say that's a chance or half a chance?
Yeah, more. Yeah, chance. It's who you want it to fall to.
I'd be tempted to say Godfrey off and put Patterson on just for some legs off this right-hand side, just bombing on. Everton's best route to goal here is going to be crosses. You're not getting that, lad. What's his name? Paul Tierney is his name?
He is, yeah.
That's what you would do in it. Textbook from here. You can almost run a clinic on it, can't you? At every throw in, every opportunity, sit yourself down. See, the Corey's on the scene there rather than Garner Gay. But how much credit you have to give to the striker hitting the ball? You know, I know you're always looking at defenders' positioning. Could you have done better? As Bramford got involved in an unnecessary skirmish there, where was Pickford?
Even if this finished the draw with the players that Palace are missing, is that a bad result for Everton? Even if they finished the draw, not.
I think so.
Now,
I think so. Based on Palace's situation this week, you know, Roy's had a funny turn during the week. They haven't appointed a new manager. They've got loads of players out injured. They had to travel to Everton on a Monday. Youth team manager in situ. You know, new manager in the stand. It couldn't be any more disjointed for Palace, really, could it? You know, if you were saying, right, we want to play Palace at home. When do you want to play them? Well, probably that week. And they've actually, you know, they've ended up losing the game or drawing the game. I think it'd be seen as a really poor result for Everton. You've got to get to 40 points. What are they on? 19? You know, we're in February now, lads. It's, you know,
more to get off,
we haven't got a unlimited amount of games, and they could get a further points deduction.
Well, there's rumours going around that he might be getting some points back as well, though. So
Oh, right.
Well, we've got Kieran McKenna, haven't we, coming on Wednesday?
How are they going to give us points back? How's that going to work? All right. See, I'd prefer Patterson here now. Just more legs. Just, you know, one thing that Patterson's good at is getting forward. Look at Godfrey there. I know. But again,
Patterson,
go on. It should have gone to Tahi. Now Patterson would be on again.
A chance.
He's hit it too well. Don't in it. You've hit it too well. You better scuffing them. Them scufflers go in. The Sean Gozers. He actually strikes it too well. It's a nice eye for the keeper. See? Good header. But I'd rather Onana be on that than him. That's a shit strike. That shit. Yeah. I'd rather Onana be on that than Garner.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think he's a better goal scorer than Garner.
Technically, though.
Yeah, I think he's a better goal scorer.
Yes!
Get in there. Who's that? Onana, get in there.
Told you what did I say?
Onana.
So he scored it, I should have put a bet on.
The corner, you know.
I'm going to put a bet on when he come on.
It's classic gambler's misfortune there. Good.
I said he's going to score it,
I have been saying get Garner deeper and Onana higher because he carries a goal scoring threat.
Change the score.
Just a
Everton set play again, no.
textbook.
Everton scored so many goals from set plays this year. That's another one. Cat gets caught in no man's land. Tahi, VAR, have a look at this. Watch Tahi on the keeper. Watch Tahi on the keeper.
No, it's just too weak.
Tahi stops the keeper getting both his hands up here. I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying you've seen VAR. Stop them.
Come on.
Tahi just gets up before Johnson doesn't let him get his hands out. Oh, he's kicked off. I'll take that. All right, now you're committed, Everton, to going and winning the game from a 4-4-2.
Palace have gone.
I'd still bring Patterson on.
How many chances?
But then the problem you've got now, you're attacking. Godfrey gives you the set play marker. He's probably better at man marking physically from a corner than Patterson. Palace can't do anything from here. You've got Matete pulling the caravan up the top of the pitch. Jordan Ayew's trying to put another couple of oxygen tanks on here, playing left midfield. Oh yeah, he's making another sub. This is Matete. This has got to be Matete. And this is Matete, Jordan Ayew up the middle of the pitch. Matete's gone here. He's got nothing left.
Did you ever see Godfrey having it with Haaland? The videos?
Yeah.
Haaland didn't give a bollocks though, did he? He's keep him there on his left, yeah.
Come on, Blues.
Yeah, that's the noise that you were asking for before.
That's it. That's what we've been looking for. Here he is again, busy bollocks, look. Fucking Pickford, fuck off, get in goal you fucking stupid twat. Honestly, get in goal. What, you're goalie? Bramford can do every pass you're trying to do there, plus all you do is kick it as far as you can, look. Can Bramford not do that? He's standing 2 yards away from you, thank you. Fucking get in goal. Alright, good knock, lad. Good knock, alright, build it. Just take your time. Always give it.
In swing.
In swing. But we haven't got who's the in swinger? James Garner, right footed. Ashley Young could have he's gone off, hasn't he? Fucking hell, they might be like the fucking Armada here. See what I mean? Like, you don't know Armada, might be a good kid coming through, but you don't know these people who are on the pitch now. And the noise there, you know what Goodison's like, he can get fucking raucous in there, especially late in games when they need points. He's obviously pot inclined to keep Matete on for the set play, but he's gone physically. Oh, that's a chance. That's a big chance. I just don't think Garner's put much quality in. That's a chance, lad. That's a chance.
Yeah.
That's a chance. I mean, Afro funded in there again, Richards with his big afro. He's causing havoc because you can't see it over the top, he just comes in late. He played against Bristol Rovers for them when Paddy was the 23s. Morton ran his race. You wouldn't be wanting to put a young'un in the middle of the park, Pad, with the greatest respect, with 5 or 6 to go, unless he's blowing a gasket. Morton. Ozo is, lad. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to see the
Academy products.
where you take the thing out the wrist, the carbon graphite bone density dating test. But he's a young'un. I think he's played a couple of games in the first team before, hasn't he, Ozo?
He came on against City, I think.
But he's not an experienced, you know. Where's your, experienced pro to come on and just
You could have put Will
get the
Hughes
job
on.
done?
Will Hughes?
He's not on the bench, so they must have a load out.
Is it?
I thought he would have been on the bench. I gotta win that. Oh, you gotta win it.
I'll play it.
He's gone. To be fair to him, he's ran his bollocks off. Look, he's ran his this is what people miss, how hard it is, the physical, the part of the league. Never mind the technical, the physicality. To be fair to Mateta, he's ran his plums off for the team. Oh, the big fella.
Ooh.
Beto, honestly, it just deteriorated. I don't know whether his confidence is shot. Since he's come to Everton, he's just got worse and worse. Obviously, he looks like a big unit who needs to play and get a regular rhythm and run of games, but how we've paid 20 million quid for him. I mean, he's full of endeavour, he works his bollocks off, but I could get you someone for 500 grand out the lower leagues who'll give you twice as much. What are we reckoning? Minute stoppage time? 6, 7. We haven't had many stoppages. Well, I've seen them given. I know, but I mean, if you're Everton, from being in a losing position, and the stat came up, Everton have been behind 28 times and never won a game under Dyche. So I think it was 25 losses and 3 draws. So let's be honest, at 1-0 down with 10 to go, you'd have taken 1-1, but you can only see one team winning it from here, eh?
Great.
Hopefully. But I don't want Onana there. I want Onana near the goal. Get Garner there. He's ran his bollocks off all game. He's going to be fucked. Let him hold the middle of the pitch. Let Onana use his 6'4" frame to get in the box and get on the bits. Look where he is. He should be on the edge of the box, Onana. That's Garner wide. All right, that's it. Get in there. All right.
6 minutes.
Sit. Get James Garner to sit in the middle of the pitch and just give Onana the licence to go and try and get it. Because he's playing against Oza, number 52, who's a kid, who's just come on. Takes you 10 minutes to get your fucking second wind if you come on a sub in the Premier League at that stage. Takes you 10, 12 minutes before you're fucking up to the speed. get Onana in the box. Onana's coming 10 yards short. And Garner's out wide. It's not what you want. It's naive.
6 minutes he's gone for.
Oh, good.
Good thought.
There's Onana Raya, look. It's a foul. There's Onana Raya, though. You need Onana Raya up the pitch. James Garner's been on for the whole game. He's ran his race. Just let him sit in the middle, in the centre circle. Pick the ball up. I'd move this Palace line here. Take it someone short, get it, pop it off, get it wide, and change the angle. Rather than that, look, that's audible. I hate that angle for the ball. You need to get an angle on it. Well, let's build it round again. Come on. Honestly, look. What a ball.
Come on.
Oh, it's a foul, isn't it?
No chance. No chance. Richards, well played. It's a foul. That's a foul. Oh no. Where's the knock? That's why Soft Ollie's is trying to get some mad angle on it. Just fucking stay in your box. Keeper's there.
No chance.
Got to find a channel there, haven't you? You got to get in that gap between. You can't put it in the 18-yard box. He'd be well versed in that because Daishi bangs on about that all the time. Find the green grass down the little channel. Still fancy one more chance in this though. Oh. Lazy cunt. He's ran for 92 minutes up front on his own. Calvert-Lewin. Look, he's still going. Ran his bollocks off. Palace will take 1-1. Telling you, good result for Palace. Compared to, as I said to you, manager's been sacked this week. They haven't probably known fucking what's been going on. And travelling to Liverpool Sunday night. Everyone thinks the Monday game's great. Is it fuck? Oh, go on. Go on. It's a foul. Yeah.
If he gets booked, I'll be gutted, yeah.
Yeah, he's booked him.
I've lost some dough, you know.
Why would you have backed him for the booking?
I did back him.
Ha! So what, the Corey's cost you?
Nah, that's the only night.
All right.
You should have. And the goal, should have scored.
On the balance of play,
Yeah, I'm
fair
level.
result.
Yeah.
Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, no, no.
No chance.
That's a good tackle, lad. Good tackle, James Garner. Man of the match?
Oh,
He's
him.
going to name it here.
They'll give it Ayew.
Yeah. I'm trying to think now. Trying to think who's been the outstanding player on the pitch. It's tough, isn't it? It's tough to single anyone out. Oh no. Palace are happy with the draw
Yeah,
here.
not coming out of here now.
If you had to pick a man of the match, you're going Jordan Ayew, is he?
Yeah.
Well, just for the real moments of quality in the game.
They've all worked as hard as each other, but yeah, he's got something to talk about, the goal, so yeah.
Well, it's a one moment of real quality in the
Yeah.
game, innit? You know, great strike. Yeah, I'm struggling really in terms of, it hasn't been a classic, has it? In terms of endeavour and work rate, I think both number 9s, you know, I know he's number 14, Matete, but him and Calvert-Lewin have worked the plums off for the team without much quality. But yeah, I'd probably say the real class moments in the game's Jordan Ayew's strike there, for fuck's sake, Paul. With Luton losing yesterday, is it a point gain for Everton from a losing situation?
Yeah, definitely.
But obviously with Palace's situation, you feel like it's 2 lost. Any questions? Anyone coming in? Who do they think man of the match, Josh? What are people thinking? Who everyone agree with Ayew?
Godfrey or Mateta.
Or Mateta for work rate, yeah. Nervy Goodison, that. We're going to need it to be louder than that at parts of this season if they're going to create more of an atmosphere. I thought it was all right once we scored. But really quiet, really nervy first half.
Dyche getting a few pelters in the chat room. Do you think he's the man for this Everton team?
I think for what?
To the end of the season.
Yeah, don't forget if you put them 10 points on the board that they took, you know, Everton are sitting comfortably in the middle of the table, and you're talking about a completely different season for Everton. You know, the points taken away obviously bring the pressure. I don't mind Godfrey, you know, he's always scrapping with someone, he cares. Yeah, he cares. I'd like to see him play a bit more, Onana. I think he's, you know, someone who can get a goal from midfield. Are they arguing there?
No, he said class.
Oh,
class.
right. Oh, he must have said something about Roy. Yeah, I would be happier as an Evertonian for the fact that we were in a losing position there from, you know.
Did the subs work out?
Well, it didn't, because I think Palace goal come from literally as Everton were making the changes, because Idrissa Gana Gay would have been on the scene with Bramthwaite, and it ends up being Decore who had been playing the more advanced role because Onana had come on. Palace score, but then obviously Onana gets the other side and gets the goal to get Everton back in it. As I say, the big moment for me was the Decore chance. I think if he scores that, I can't see Palace having the legs and energy and the subs off the bench to get back in it like Everton did. But I do feel Everton will be disappointed there. That's a good chance to get 3 points. And as we know in the Premier League, you know, there's no easy games, no easy fixtures. But you know, Everton couldn't have wanted Palace at a more vulnerable time and haven't taken advantage of it.
Again, questions are going to be asked, aren't they? Everton's front line, Calvert-Lewin, Beto.
Yeah, I mean,
January gone. Do we need to bring another striker in?
I think that's going to be the scrap, isn't it? It's going to be 4-5-1. You know, it's going to be, you know, when you think about Sean Dyche, they don't change a load tactically once they decide on their system. It's working for them. As I say, if you didn't have the 10 points there, it'd be working comfortably. Everton wouldn't even be thinking about, you know, they'd be probably trying to latch on to West Ham and, you know, trying to have a top 10 finish. But because of it, you know, they're obviously sitting in the bottom three and fighting for their lives. And the style of football, to be fair to them, is not fantastic. Not fantastic, but it is absolutely effective, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to play. You don't get any points for style. I mean, everyone loves watching City. We all love watching the top boys, but also, you know, the aim of the game for Everton this season is to stay in the division. That's another point. That's 20 points now. Where do Everton get the next 20 points from?
That sounds a big ask.
What is it? How many games there? 13?
No,
20 points, 13 games.
Yeah. But don't forget, we'd have 30 there now, so that's, you've obviously got 10 to add on to that.
6 or 7.
You know, if Everton get 5 points back, that's a fucking big difference. If, you know, the half the deficit, you know, and they say, like, we're not going to do you 10 points, we're going to give you 5.
Surely it'll be less than 40 this year, though, with those two on 13. There's like...
Well, they're gone, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, the 7 points, unless, you know, unkind on Burnley, but like Sheffield United 43 conceded, Burnley 30 conceded. Real outliers in the division, so you'd have to say, look, with the open wrong on Burnley, but looks like they're gone. So then it's just a shootout for that last place.
Yes, I see that.
Can it? But again, Luton showed again yesterday, no mugs. I don't think that's a great Man United side, by the way. But Luton have competed in every single game when I've seen them this season. So I'd expect that to be exactly the same going into the end of the season. Plus, what people are missing with Luton, no pressure on them. Everton have got pressure. Players will be disappearing, wages.
Stadium.
Luton are expected to go. Luton have budgeted to go down. You know, they're going up and they've got everything to gain, nothing to lose. Yeah. And I think, you know, when it comes to it, in in those final moments, that little bit of freedom, that little bit of liberation from not having they'll have obviously internal pressure, but not having the pressure that an Everton, for instance, if they're in that situation, would have on them. If you were Everton, is there anybody who comes back there into your team who we currently haven't got that makes the team better? Because I'm thinking that's Everton nearly full strength tonight. I don't think he plays at the Godfrey at the gate now.
He's talking shit.
Michael Keane wouldn't play.
No.
Dan Juma wouldn't play. Andre Gomez, maybe.
Gomez, I was going to say.
Maybe Andre Gomez, but has he really done that much for Dyche being in there? I don't think he has. No, he's fucking hell. Dele Alli's not worth don't even fucking consider him. He ain't going to factor this season.
So, could be a big couple of days in terms of the announcements with the appeal. What does that entail, though? Could Everton get points back? Is that legally allowed, do you think?
Crazy?
I think so.
Yeah. I haven't seen it.
I've heard 4, I think.
Yeah.
Getting 4 back?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a dangerous precedent to set, isn't it, to deduct and then say, actually, we've been a bit harsh there, we were wrong, we're going to put them back on. It starts to make the league a little bit amateur. You remember like amateur, when you're in amateur footy and stuff like that happened on a Sunday?
It's
the Premier League we're talking about?
They've made the statement because no fucker spent any money in January.
Well, the FFP shit them all up, hasn't it, clearly? I think the fact that there's been points taken and there's rumours of, Forest having points taken off, and obviously City, Chelsea, there's Newcastle are all under investigation, or certainly.
It's not wild about FFP. It's the littler clubs that are suffering more than the big clubs. Is that not wild?
Yeah, well, of course. I think they want to close the shop. I know. I think they want to close the shop, though. So I think they want the European Super League. Well, of course they do. They're trying to kill the rest of the football pyramid by putting the women's footy on there, because that's a double dose of Arsenal's kit sponsor. That's a double dose of Man United's kit sponsor and Man United's shirt sponsor. Even though it's the women in cosplay playing, great women's football, but obviously nonsense pottery when it comes to the men. And then all of a sudden, revenue's starved. Nobody cares. They're putting the women on at the half times now so that they waffle shite, and you just turn over and they go, well, we might as well put adverts on there. No one fucking watches it anyway. And the reason they're doing it is because there's no considered voice on there. They're just making you turn off. And part of me thinks they must be doing it purposely.
Desensitising.
No, they're just going, we want more adverts here. We want to sell more advert space to you. We don't want anyone waffling shit about the game when we can be selling adverts and ads and ads and ads. So we'll put a load of women on there for 2 or 3 years. They'll just go bananas, and in the end, no one will watch the halftime. And no one's watching Footy Focus now. No one's watching any of the shows on a Saturday. So clearly they know when they put these people in situ on certain programmes, they're just going to drive the viewers away, because the viewers are mainly men. And men go to football to get away from the women fucking nagging voice. What you don't want to do is turn your telly on and have another one on the telly talking shit about the game.
Do you think women's kits and men's kits should be the same kit? Obviously, same brand, same style.
I don't really care. It doesn't bother me. But again, it's like when I watch Man City under 14s. I don't think it's Man City's first team. I think 1 or 2 might get to the first team, but when I watch Liverpool or Arsenal ladies, I don't think they're leaving the same team. They don't train at the same training ground. Once a season, twice a season, if something's going on, they might throw a game on at the ground. Other than wearing the same colour kit, that's where the similarities end.
Sound. Got it. Just touching back onto the FFP, interesting with Keane and McKenna coming in, so probably want to talk about that. A lot's going to be shared over the next couple of days, because I don't think many people know the ins and outs of it. It's that grey area outside of being involved in football, is that right? So,
yeah, I know less than anybody, honestly. In ignorance, blissfully, because of City. I don't want to hear any bad noise to get anxious about the past and the future. So I've almost just got every faith that the execs will sort it out. I've honestly, I've got a ducket. I don't know about it.
City 115 charges are the 116 charges. 115. But from what I've heard about City, they've gone and hired the top 5 lawyers for this sports law in the world.
Yeah.
they only need one of them,
Yeah.
but they put the other 4 on retainers so they can't act against them. So then obviously UEFA or whoever it is who's trying to come down on them, UEFA or FIFA, I would imagine. Would it be UEFA? FFP? Must be UEFA. Obviously, they can't hire any of City's lawyers, or they say, no, sorry, we've got a conflict of interest because we're working for Man City. So, obviously, and he has said, by all accounts, Sheikh Mansour, I don't care whether this cost me 35 million in solicitors' fees. Like, so, City are going to have dug in to fight that long term. And as we know with the legals, usually it's who's got the deepest pockets. The fact that Everton and Forest could be in front of the charges, Everton already in front of it, but Everton could be in front of it for the secondary wave, while City haven't had one, and tie everyone up in the legals, I do think sets a dangerous precedent.
Yeah.
But, you know, they go back and strip City.
Nah.
It doesn't make a difference. City, you can't take them memories out of the City fans' minds. The cup finals and the European Cup final. How was it being a Man City fan, seeing them finally get their hands on old big ears?
Yeah, amazing. It did feel like they were the best team. It did feel like it was destined. You know, they've got the best coach, and obviously it was a nervous final, but no, I was confident. More worried about getting beat by United in the FA Cup final the week before, and not being in a position to win the domestic treble or match their treble. But once we'd got past that, I was more confident against Inter Milan.
Does, as a Mancunian, you know, living in the city, dealing with the banter for as long as you have, obviously the red side have had the tails up until the last decade, really. And then there's been a real shift of power in Manchester. In terms of the famous 1999 Barcelona Ollie Solskjaer treble. How does that Man City treble of last year rank in the City?
Obviously, the same. It's the same trophy. It's the same outcome. Less dramatic than the United 99 with Solskjaer and United.
More deserved.
City's was more deserved, because Bayern Munich played United off the park for the last 3 minutes, and but nevertheless, it's still the same outcome.
I always remember Mario Basler chipping in it in the post. Michael was dead, and obviously Bayern battered them. Yeah.
So from that point of view, it's about winning in the end. So they both did it, and there's nothing United can come at City.
In the defence, though, sorry to cut you off. In the defence, though, Keane and Scholes both missed the final.
Yes, they were in the grey suits. They were.
And never took a medal or got the kit on like other people.
Yeah, they were in the grey suits when we had Kevin De Bruyne off in the first half in the final.
Yeah, fair.
So
Liverpool will argue we had Mo Salah shoulder with Ramos.
Absolutely. No, it was great. It was great. And literally Manchester United now have got nothing to jibe the City supporters about other than their wealth, which they've had before and they wish they had again. So
well, it's back, isn't it?
Yeah, it is back. But
they'll have to have a spend. Ratcliffe and Ineos and Dave Brailsford and Ashworth, by the look of it, if he gets in.
I had a few nuggets, like just trying to pull my legacy there about just drawing 1-1 with Chelsea, and I thought, well, we ain't doing so bad if that's all it is, you know what I mean? But
and the main man's had an off day on another day, scores 3, and the rest is 3.
Totally right.
You could also argue Chelsea might put another one away, but Haaland usually takes some of those chances that came his way, and if City get the beak in front, you're up against it.
You don't know why Haaland didn't score though, because I triple captain him in fantasy.
I think half the world.
You put the weight on him, half the world, triple captain, done him.
Do we think he was man of the match because he's in front of the camera? Is that how it works? Or just because he's captain?
He might be explaining himself for his new dating series.
James, it might turn out to be an important.
Say what you say.
No women on there, lad, but definitely getting somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, an American on there, so we're making progress. So, you know, in terms of, you know, you still got soccer, not football. So, I don't mind Jesse Marsh, though, to be fair. I heard him on that Michael Anthony podcast. He came across well.
I think the manager's been excellent with it, to be honest. We was all off, actually, had a bit of time off when it was announced, so obviously it shocked a fair few of us. We got a message maybe an hour before it was released. But we got back in, the manager just had a quick meeting, parked it, there's nothing we can do. My job's on the field, not off the field. So
There's the points deductions.
We responded in that period really well.
When's the decision on Everton's? Wednesday?
Anytime now.
Within the next 24 hours.
It'll be a big boost to get a few back, though, won't it? Because you're not expecting them.
Boys talking, James, about what may or may not happen this week.
I don't think we try and preempt it too much. The manager's very good at sort of making us focus, as I said, onto the pitch and not things that are off it. I think no one really knows what's going to happen, so we can't expect to be sitting here saying we're going to get some points back. The situation is what it is right now, so we'll just focus on the points we've got currently. And if we do get anything back, then we'll be happy, but over time we'll tell.
So your focus is very much on the.
If we don't get anything back, we'll be happy. It means we'll be unhappy.
In 8 games now, how confident are you that results are soon going to turn back in your favour?
So that's 1 win in 8 for Everton.
We've had some tough games. We played City twice, Spurs twice, and in all them games we played really well. Didn't get as many points out in games as we would have hoped with the performances we put in. So it's a difficult run, but if you put them 10 points that got taken off us back on the board, we'll be in a healthy position. So we can just focus on where we are for now. We look forward to the next game, and as I said earlier, hopefully a win's on the way.
That's the thing you got to get salvage from. You're talking in the dressing room saying, listen, we're a 30-point team here at this point, so we're not a 20-point team. You know, Luton are a 20-point team.
Yeah.
Sheffield United are a 13-point team. We're a 30-point team, and we've been handicapped. So you know that yourself. I know, but I'm saying you know you're a 30-point team at this stage. So even though you're in the bottom and you're feeling the pressure, you know you're better than your league position.
Good point.
That fact sometimes, and I've been down the bottom there. You know you're shite.
Yeah.
You know you're in the fucking scrap. Everton are kind of like, we shouldn't really fucking be here. It's dangerous because you know you're still in that position, but I think, yeah, when I look at it, I think Everton have just got too much quality.
Yeah.
You know, I know we're full strength. They've got
I
lucky
agree with
there
you.
in terms of we haven't played great and got a point from being behind. Palace will get better in terms of they've got some good players to come back.
Yeah.
I always thought it was Luton.
Yeah.
And I know they're doing great and competing and fucking punching above the weight, but I always thought it was going to be Luton,
Yeah.
Sheffield United,
Yeah.
and Burnley.
Yeah,
when
me
the
too.
fixtures came out, no
Yeah.
disrespect to them, you know, Luton are doing a bit better competing, so Everton getting a point deduction, maybe Forest getting a point deduction brings them back in terms of. But if Forest don't get a point deduction and Everton get 10 points back,
Yeah.
everyone's like, yeah, Luton. Fair, that's the three that have come up who've gone back down.
Yeah.
What do we think about Carragher's half roll neck with a microphone plonked right on the end of it? Right on the end of his Adam's apple?
He's good, isn't he, Jamie?
He's what?
He's good, Nick. He's always stayed in good nick.
Is he? Yeah, decent Nick. Don't know, I've seen it with the top off. You sound like you've seen it with the top off here. Has he been done any like men's health or anything?
Well, it's tight years, and I
He does the boxing, doesn't he?
Does he take over, does he?
all the circuits and that.
Yeah, but there's a load of lads I know who do that. I won't name the names because you might be tuning in here, but they've got body like a fucking badly packed rucksack. Well, if I named his name, you know exactly who you're on about. He'll know what I'm on about, but he does the same boxing training with them, so they must have do a load of fucking eating afterwards as well. To be fair, Karen is in decent Nick. He must be trying to get his hand back in Jesse March. Could you see him getting a firefighting gig towards the end of the season?
Not so soon, but don't
Trying to
think
think where he go in. Mick Harford wouldn't take him in at Luton, would he? I think they'd stick with Rob Edwards, come out L.I. Water. Sheffield United wouldn't,
I don't think they'll touch
you know, Burnley will stick with Vincent Kompany because he was the next City manager, weren't he, after Pep last season? What do you think on that one?
Not anymore.
Rude awakening?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. When you think about it, he's been a bit of a struggle in Belgium.
He struggled there, yeah. When he initially had the job and then got sacked, went back to playing, then got the job again about a year later,
And had
then
a struggle.
done well, had a struggle again, did he?
Yeah, and
done well.
I'd had an 8-month best ever managerial role in the Championship.
It was incredible, Burnley last year.
And now struggled
Brilliant.
like so he's been great for 8 months, if we call it straight.
Still some in the early start of his career to win a championship. You know, I know it's a newly relegated team, so it gives you a big advantage. But for me, the big thing was the style of play. Obviously,
Amazing.
going from Dicey,
Amazing.
style of play. It was a complete overall in a short space of time. Personnel, losing Nick Pope, losing Tarkowski, losing some big figures in your dressing room, and this plump in which they got out of the division, I thought was top draw.
Best I've ever
I
seen.
did think they were too open.
Yeah.
And I was interested to see how they applied themselves.
Yeah, but they've got no size. They get done in both boxes. They've got struggle with set plays. They can't score. They can't keep clean sheets. So all the recipe for disaster of a relegation. So
Young keeper.
oh he's not ready.
So what do you think? So Vincent Kompany would have known more about the fucking Premier League, and so would Bellamy than they would about the champ. Although Bellamy will have had an idea.
Well,
they've absolutely hosed the champ,
Yeah.
but then come up short really in the Prem so far. 13 points on the
And
board.
Vincent Kompany very rarely doesn't do an interview now without saying, I've been in this game a long time. And he has, with distinction, but he's not been in the bottom two of the Premier League or the bottom one of it. You know, it's almost like a different sport. You only have to look at Josh Cullen as a player last year. He was one of the best Championship players in your position that there's been for some time in this great team. Now, the gap's too big. The gap's too big for Charlie Taylor. You know, they're all good players.
Yeah.
And all the European imports on potential, I don't think you get a penny more
I
for
like
them.
the striker Foster they brought in. Is it Lyle Foster?
But he's had
He's
a
missed
mental
bit
health
of time,
issue,
yeah.
and now he's got a physical injury, so he's done.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, they can't score. They try and mix it up with a bit of experience and bring in Nathan Redmond. Why would you? You know, why would I don't?
Yeah.
You know that you wouldn't put your money there.
I don't think he's a bad player though. But
Me neither.
Again, yeah.
But for recognising you're going to be in the bottom six of the Premier League all year, something else.
I think just thinking a bit of experience on the counter attack, if
Maybe.
they're in a lower block or whatever.
True, but it obviously hasn't worked
Yeah.
out either. Every defender is the shape of a fullback. Every centre forward's the shape of a winger. So they've got no size, including the goalie.
Yeah, the goalie's small. I think the goalie's learned. He had a great season at Bolton
Fantastic.
in League One.
Yeah.
I think he should have either stayed at Bolton
Yeah.
or gone into the champ.
Totally right.
It was a big risk to go first
I agree.
straight into the Prem.
Yeah.
Trafford, yeah.
He played really well for England as well, didn't he?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
in the
well,
tournament, saved the penalty. Brilliant.
for
Is it- he'll play for England.
Carsley, yeah.
He'll play for England.
I think he's too small.
Are you
But then again, there's not really much
Oh.
out in front of him, yeah. Yeah, no, Pickford's not massive, yeah, would you?
Just on that, Pickford got the official Premier League man of the match.
Oh, did he?
Did he, yeah?
Yeah.
Did he make a save? Half picking the ball out the net.
That thing from Mitchell.
Yeah, but yeah, he closed the angle down good there.
Definitely
It shows how bad the game was, though.
Shows how bad the game was, yeah. But none of us even mentioned Pickford. Trafford, yeah, I know what you mean. He's aggressive, he's brave. I'm just thinking if you go in the Prem this early and you get net rash,
Yeah, he's getting net rash.
right? You go in there and get net rash. Goalkeeping is such a psychological position.
The thing is, Joe, that I'll put at you though is on Company. It's all right making mistakes at the start because you accept that's going to happen, the size of the challenge. But if you're still making the same mistakes week in, week out for 7 months, something isn't right. You know what I mean? They're conceding the same goals. Trafford keeps coming for these corners that he can't get. Nobody guards the net when he comes and fails with it. And obviously he's got to get better at catching the ball. But if he's going to keep coming and failing, you've got to at least coach your team to defend the goal when he comes. The net's always wide open, and the goals are going in almost identically week in, week
goals,
out.
aren't they? Yeah.
All the
Cheap.
time.
Like the Luton goal, case in point, when he gets caught in a bit of no man's land and ends in there.
And then Jota does it at Anfield, exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean, he's aggressive, he's brave, whatever, but that's the exuberance of youth.
Yes.
But let's be honest here. Did Alan Pace and company, Burnley, think they were going to come up and absolutely olay football it like they did in the champ?
Well, they're trying. They've tried.
But they played City first game, if you remember,
I was there, yeah.
and they adjust. You know, they tried to high press City and they adjust.
By the way, they had
Obviously,
about,
De Bruyne gets injured.
They had about 4 chances, to be fair.
Yeah, but De Bruyne gets injured.
Yeah.
You know, obviously City don't fire on all cylinders. But subsequently, you know, they obviously getting beat every week as opposed to winning every week in the champ. Players play on confidence.
Yeah.
You know, young players going into the Premier League. You know, I look at the boy O'Day, who was bought from I think West Brom.
Yeah.
You know, Trafford, as you point out there, loads of other new lads, new to the Prem, all learning on the job together. And if you don't get results,
Yeah.
confidence starts to evaporate. Like that, I think getting beat 5, I know Arsenal are flying and can thump anybody, but I think getting thumped
Yeah.
this weekend, you know, by Arsenal, I think the next couple of games for Burnley are going to be key. They got to try and get that 7-point gap back to Everton and Luton,
Yeah.
down to 4, down to 2 or 3 as quick as they can. And I just think both of them getting dicked at the weekend.
Yeah.
Sheffield United, obviously Holgate's tackle's a factor, but then you know you're looking at who are they going to take 7 points off? You only took 13 after 25, the pair of them. Who are you going to take 7 off in your next 13 games?
The game, we love it as a technical game, but they are the weakest team I've seen physically in the Premier League.
Burnley.
Yes. in terms of body contact, whether it be from
Yeah,
corners.
Sheffield United, the bigger.
Yeah, Luton are.
Yeah, Luton.
You know, if you look at Luton against Manchester United yesterday, everything was a tackle, everything was a raid. Doughty had the left foot, but everything was body contact. Bump,
Even the boy Bennett from Rotherham out the other side, pace.
pace, power, shoulders, bump. Burnley are just playing a really pre-season style of football where spread out, no body contact, turn over the ball, and the opposition have got all the spaces.
And it's a dangerous league because the calibre of player you play against, if you're leaving them counter-attacking moments, because certainly the higher up that table you go, the more ruthless and effective and efficient they are when you make a mistake, as they found out Saturday against Arsenal.
And I also think in terms of the business model, they've got fullbacks, they've got wingers. If they're good and they progress, you might get a 10 million winger, 20, and might sell him for 30, 35. If you get your centre forward right, you've got a chance of staying in the league, and you've got a chance of them going for 50, 60 million. That's the business model. They've not got enough centre forwards. They've not got enough goals.
I look through the spine of the team, and again, you know, you're talking about size. Premier League, Everton there, case in point, best set play record. You know, or like in open play, bit dimensional at the minute in terms of going from back to front relatively quickly. But because of the set play size and threat in both boxes, you know, obviously defending them one end most importantly, but also the chance to win a game up the other end with it, or get back in a game as Everton did and had a few chances. It's great when all the football comes off. But you can play shite and have competent set piece and still win football.
Well, 33% it's been worked out of goals are scored from set plays, but nobody puts 33% of the time into the syllabus. No. You know, there's too many five-a-sides, there's too many rondos, there's too many shooting drills, but 33% of goals are scored, and Burnley are at the bottom of the league of it for a reason. Yeah,
well, size, personnel is obviously big as well, but also
delivery.
Delivery. But again, if you've got no big targets to it, this is where we go with set play goals. So Everton have got over half from set pieces. My God,
that's brilliant.
Yeah, well, again, my God, like it shows you how important they are, because if we don't have them, you're fucked, didn't you? But then we have got a bigger team. You know, Godfrey's a centre half playing a full back. Bramthwaite's a good size. You know, Everton get bigger off the bench because Onana comes on 6'4", Beto comes on 6'3", 6'4".
And McNeil and Garner, left foot, right foot, in swing, out swing.
Yeah, Decore's 6 foot. Garner Gay is small, to be fair, but Myalenko must be 6 foot plus, 6'1".
And I honestly do think James Tarkowski's got to be one of the best in the Premier League at attacking the flight of the ball. He goes for everything.
That's interesting. Arsenal. So you wouldn't have, Arsenal third there in terms of set play goals, but again, if you want to win a league, you've got to have a competency in all departments. And obviously, for me, you know, if you can add a quarter of all your goals, you're saying a third there, but if you can have, you know, a quarter of all your goals coming from a set play, it takes the pressure off the outfield players, because you think, fucking hell, anytime we get a free kick here or a corner, we've got a chance. I know played in them sides where you feel like you've got a good corner structure or a good opportunity at getting it. I remember at Newcastle we used to have Kev Nolan in front of the goalie, and you get a corner, you almost think, I've got half a chance here. And then there's other sides I've played in where, and mainly when I've been taking them, you fucking can't, like, you just don't feel like, no matter how good the fucking ball you put in, which will be Burnley at the minute. Just
one for Arsenal to watch, because I've been studying him a little bit. I quite like what this Ben White does. He has his own fun. He's got his own different routines. He does different things every time they get a corner, but he always ends up round the back of the goalkeeper and sticks his backside into the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Like sometimes he starts there, he's on a massive loop. Now he's got no interest in the flight of the ball, and the goalkeeper thinks he's free and can see it. And at the last second, he does different things every time, but he always ends up with his backside in the goalkeeper.
Just making it difficult for him.
Every time.
Well, again, I said to you there, Kevin Owens used to get 5 a season, just pipping off him last, because, you know, the ball always ends up near the keeper.
Yeah.
You know, weirdly. Yeah. So if you actually man-mark the keeper, which nobody would do, he'd say, I'll just get off him. And he said, all I have to do is swivel it in. Yeah. Because you know he's coming to try and get the ball. Well, like, anything we missed, anything we covered, any questions coming in? What have you got for us?
Pretty much the chat room's just full of banter tonight, to be fair. But few good shouts, but yeah, not.
Getting slagged off though by Mr. Mad Stamp.
Getting slagged off, what do you say?
And saying we should be going for cream ones.
Cream?
Yeah, he thinks we're in your house though, lad.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's not my house, this. I wish I was big enough. I had a big enough house for this.
Yeah.
So they don't like our green curtains.
No.
Matt Stamp, his name is.
Matt Stamp.
He's saying the cream curtains on beige cabinets would be a dream. So everyone in the chat room's just getting a bit concerned about his thought process.
Oh, all right. It could be Martin, because I didn't mention him. He might have come back on. He might think it's going to be 1-1 after me outing him for being a bit of a baker at Glastonbury, thinking he was bigger portions than what he actually was.
But no, that's it, lad. I think it's been great having Easy on. Very good.
Steve here, thank you very much,
my
mate.
pleasure.
Really appreciate it.
My
Watch
pleasure.
the game with you there. Good football chat as always. Very informed opinion, mate. Always enjoy spending time with you. I literally covered everything I wanted to speak to you about there.
Great, mate.
As you can see, I'm got a bee in my bonnet from the women's footy intruding on me weekend, Daisy. So forgive me for bringing that energy to you, mate. But as I say, mate, can't thank you enough.
Yeah, my
Always
pleasure.
good to see your face.
You too, mate.
And chat footy with you, mate.
Yeah.
Pity about the game.
Yeah.
But at least we got a few talking
And
points.
a couple of goals.
Couple of goals.
Yeah.
And we never got beat.
Okay, mate.
Good man. Easy, thank you,
Thank
mate.
you, Joe.
Cheers, mate. Good man, thank you.
Nice one. A little bit about the podcast Wednesday again. Kieran McKenna from FFP.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
in time. And then...
Good timing.
Yeah. And then...
McKenna, why do you keep saying Kieran McKenna? He's the Ipswich manager.
Oh, Kieran Maguire.
Kieran Maguire.
FFP analyst.
Yeah, FFP analyst, know more about the data in terms of, you know, certainly an expert in kind of finances and what's going on behind the scenes. Hopefully, by the time we record it, we'll have a bit of closure on the Everton situation and we can get into that. But really looking forward to that. So
Next live game, the cup final.
League Cup final?
No. Yeah.
No. You're not going to League Cup final? You get a ticket?
I'm out for it though. So
Oh, nice. Who have we got on the Monday?
We'll announce.
Monday,
All right.
West Ham, Brentford at home.
Oh God. Yeah, hey, that could be worth it. Yeah, that could be worth it. That's going to be spicy.
We'll announce it through the week.
Yeah.
We're thinking it'll be West Ham Brentford on the Monday because Sunday the final. Noah, who's the tech, the only one who can work the computer pretty much, is a Liverpool fan and wants to go and get on the aisle and watch it. I'm not fussed, but it most likely looks like Monday. As I say, we'll let you know on the socials. Thanks for joining in. As I say, wonderful Steve here being our guest tonight. Pity about the game. Take the results in the end. As I say, no nonsense, common sense. Joey Barton. See you next week.